Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Very nice. Thank you, Lord.
The final home series of the regular season starts now, and it might be the biggest one of the year. The Casper Spuds are one game back of the Oahe Zap for first place in the second half. If they are able to pull out a win today, they will be in line to play the Sasquatch in the playoffs. But Spearfish has other plans. After splitting the series in Casper, they are ready for the dogfight that will be the next 2 days. It's the Casper Spuds and the Spearfish Sasquatch live from Black Hills Energy Stadium. As we welcome you up into the press box, I'm A.J. Reister. Aiden Wirtz is our producer, director, color commentator, and researcher. He'll be joining me on the mic here in just a moment. We have a very fun closing home regular season before the Squatch hit the road for Casper for 3 more games. Then the playoffs will be right after that. But Aiden, this Casper team has been red hot this season and is probably the team to to beat despite the Sasquatch still in first place overall and the Zap in first place in the second half. But a lot of people are saying this Casper Spuds team is probably better than both the Sasquatch and the Zap right now.
It's tough not to say that. I think they have probably one of the deepest bullpens, and they have a consistent rotational lineup that they kind of put out every single game. It's tough to beat them. You know, we beat them in Casper 14-13, right, in extra innings. Don't get me wrong, fun game to watch, but I don't want that to be every game versus them.
No.
We don't want to see that many errors. We don't want to see that many, missed throws, missed plays from the Sasquatch. That was kind of the reason we kept ourselves, or they kept us in it, or we kept ourselves in it. Weirdly enough, we kind of beat ourselves that game. We don't want to do that this one.
Exactly. It's going to be an interesting series. 5 total games left with the Casper Spuds until the playoffs. 2 of them will be at home. 3 of them will be on the road in Casper. Diego Trujillo takes the mound for the Sasquatch. He'll face the top of the order, Hank Harp, Matt Marsick, and Stone Vosick. First pitch from Trujillo is lifted out to right field. Going back is Kwapnoski. Few steps in front of the warning track, makes the play.
So right off the bat, Casper not afraid to swing, which kind of is their mentality, and it has been this entire season. They have some very hot bats at the plate, and as much as the Sasquatch can match, Casper has been on a nice run as of late.
Heart of the order for the Casper Spuds as we finish reading off the lineup. It'll be Caden Wilcox, Cody Clausius, and Cale McCarville. Rounding out the starting 9, River Smith, Hunter Billingsley, and Trent Rucker. Defensively for the Squatch behind Trujillo in the outfield from left to right, it's Aaron Niels, Lucas Torelli, and Sam Kwapnoski. Along the infield starting at third base, it's Nick Work, Ben Foyer, Clay Porter, Kyle Finn, and behind the dish is Reed Hartman. High fly ball to the left, but Niels is underneath it.
Niels has been a guy who has been a consistent on base every single game but one, which has been awesome. But you were mentioning the infield. Obviously, Nick Work back now at third. Nice to have him back. Literally got in, I think, about 24 hours ago.
And about 24 hours ago.
Picked up his stuff today in the office, and he's back in the field.
Wasting no time. Here's a line drive to center that drops in for a hit, and Stone Vosick is the first base runner of the ball game.
But here's something you don't see with every other team. Casper just swings the bat. And consistently, and they're not swinging at bad pitches. Obviously, they're swinging at hittable pitches, but they don't hit this ball lightly. There's no soft contact produced from Casper. They are crushing this baseball.
They have one of the best offenses in the Independence League. Right up there with them, though, is the Sasquatch. See if it'll be a power-on-power matchup today and tomorrow. But that'll bring up Caden Wilcox, the starting second baseman, hitting .437 this summer with an .892 OPS. Excuse me, he's got a .437 on base, a .286 average. I was about to say, those are some crazy numbers.
Yeah.
But he's got .286 average with a .437 on base percentage. That makes a little more sense with an .892 OPS. Called a strike on the inner half of the plate, and it's 2-2. Trujillo, a 6-foot freshman from Camas, Washington, attends Mount Hood Community College, has a 3.9 ERA and 27 2/3 innings of work. Also has a 1.6 whip. His last appearance was actually in Casper, where he threw 2 innings, allowed 3 hits, 1 run, did not record a strikeout. His last start was actually at home, also against the Spuds. Leaves that one upstairs. That'll put 2 on for Cody Clausius.
And AJ, if we want to talk about one of the biggest issues with the Sasquatch, it's absolutely, errors is part of it, but free bases. They have to be limited. We've talked about pitchers that have made crazy growth throughout the season. Rin Chambers being kind of one of the prime examples. Diego's been pretty solid, but again, free bases against anybody, not good. Against the Casper Spuds, detrimental.
Has 13 walks to 14 strikeouts on the season. Now make it a clean 14-14 ratio, 1-1, I should say. After that walk to Caden Wilcox, Clausius digs in. He's hitting .290 this summer with a .388 on base percentage. Corners in for the Squatch, fouls it away, and Trujillo's quickly ahead 0-2.
And this is the situation for Trujillo where you're thinking about where you want to put this ball, right? Casper is very good at hitting competitive pitches. Are you trying to give him a pitch that's hard to swing or hard to say no to? Or are you just giving him a high and away?
See what he goes with. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's upstairs. Reed Hartman behind the dish, just making his third start of the summer. He got in just a few weeks ago to be that third catcher after Gio Masterosa left at the halfway point, and then Jayton Greer fractured his collarbone. Ball in the dirt, good stop by Hartman, and it's 2-2. Said he was just playing town ball. He actually played my brother
really?
A few days before he got the call out to Spearfish. He was catching and playing first base for the Red Wing town ball team in Minnesota. Then he got the call. His coach asked, hey, they need a catcher. And he said, absolutely, I'll come on out. Still looking for his first base hit of the season, but again, just his third game behind the plate for the Squatch. Trujillo looks in on the 2-2 against Cody Clausius here in the first inning. Breaker misses away. Ball gets away from Reed, and both runners advance.
Bring it to a full count here. Runners on second and third. Not ideal for the Sasquatch to give up a run here in the first. 2 quick outs, 2 fly outs, and now we're stuck in a weird situation here for Diego.
Big spot early in the ball game. Now goes to the windup. Here's the 3-2. Fouled straight back, and Clausius stays alive.
That's one thing, right, for the Sasquatch. They haven't had the most consistent starters since a couple of guys have left. We're trying to find new ones, but obviously these guys are working the starters deep in the count for the Sasquatch.
Here's another payoff pitch. It's upstairs for ball 4 as Clausius checks his swing, but the bases are loaded for the 6-hole hitter, Cale McCarville.
Most definitely tough to hold right there, but again, Casper has very nice plate discipline, contrary to some other teams we've seen this season. AJ, as you mentioned, the Sasquatch are still obviously in the lead, but Casper, if we end up playing them, it'll be nice for the drive, not too long, only 3 hours, but playing them twice at home wouldn't be very fun.
No, it would not. First pitch to McCarville is up and away. But even in the overall standings, Casper has caught up with the Sasquatch. They're just a game and a half back in the overall standings. Now, of course, that doesn't really matter too much, just because it comes down to the second half. It would only come down to overall standings if the Sasquatch won the second half outright. Right. So, of course, it would be great for Casper if they want to try and jump the Sasquatch in the overall standings, but their biggest mission is to try and win the second half.
Absolutely.
1-1 with the bases loaded and 2 down. Early in the ball game, Breaker catches the inside corner for strike 2.
That one just snuck in there, might have crossed the inside part of the plate. Diego does a nice job dropping that off speed there.
Diego looks in. Here's the 1-2. A snag by Reed behind the dish.
You could tell from guys like Trujillo when they really want to pump one, they can sometimes yank it a little bit. We've seen that from Peters, obviously hoping to get the control down here on a 2-2 count for Diego.
Swing and a miss and a big strikeout for Diego Trujillo to leave the bases loaded.
That is big time for Diego. You don't want to give up one run, let alone the gapper there on bases loaded for Casper. Phenomenal job for the Spuds getting that 2-out rally, but a nice job to mitigate by Spearfish.
Diego puts up a goose egg, bottom of the first, and the Squatch coming to the plate right after this.
Road trips are measured in miles of uncontrollable laughter, comfortable silence, and new memories. And for 50 years, Super 8 has been there for wherever your journey takes you. So when the open road calls for a good night's rest, you can depend on Super 8's modern rooms at over 2,000 locations. Plus, earn Wyndham Rewards points for every stay. Super 8, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. See you on the road.
Sasquatch coming to the plate. They'll be led off by Lucas Torelli, Clay Porter, and Kyle Finn. Heart of the order, Aaron Niels, Sam Kwapnowski, and Nick Work. Rounding out the starting 9, Owen Michelson, Reed Hartman, and Ben Foyer. On the mound for the Casper Spuds, it's Brendan Reed. He's had a fantastic summer since he's gotten to Casper. 30 innings of work, has a 2.4 ERA, a 133 whip. 22 strikeouts to just 7 walks, and just 6 appearances this summer. Got in a little bit later for the Spuds, but has turned into a great starter. And he's going to give the Sasquatch some fits here, but also has his own hands full with this lineup when they're hot. Especially with the guy at the plate, Lucas Torelli, leads the league in on-base percentage with a .552.
Yeah, Torelli's been hot all year round. Hopefully Sasquatch can keep up the big hits. Now, we tried our shot at big hits before the game.
We did.
There was some intern batting practice. We started our first round with the wood bat, switched to an aluminum composite. We'll talk about that after this pitch a little bit.
It was a good time, though. We gave it our best. 1-1 on Torelli is lifted to center, but Rucker is there for out number 1.
That's the prime example of hitting the ball pretty darn well and just finding nothing but leather instead of green grass. But, AJ, going back to that real fast, we obviously hit the cages before, did as much prep work as we could. Got a little deterred by the fact that we weren't using wood because we did warm up with composite bats in the batting cage area. But swung the wooden bats pretty well, put some out there. I think both you and I had one that went to the wall. We didn't say it hit the wall. Did not one hop either.
No.
But
it got there.
Found a little bit of wood in the outfield.
Exactly, and I think we can be proud about that.
I think we can. You know what? We said it earlier. We're probably a little stronger than we were, 3, 4, 5 years ago when we were consistently playing. Our swings have probably, been inconsistent since then.
Very inconsistent. I don't think I've swung a bat since you came to my house in Minnesota. We were taking hacks in our batting cage.
Yes. And if you guys don't know, AJ and I go to school together at the University of Iowa. So we were out in Minnesota at his house for the Iowa-Minnesota game in Minnesota this past fall. Fun game, a great win for the Hawks. But, yeah, we were at the batting cages at AJ's old stomping grounds.
Yeah, we got to swing the bats a little bit. But that's probably the last time since, at least I've swung a bat. I don't know if you've swung a bat since then.
I haven't swung a real bat. And what I
Okay.
mean by that is I've swung a lot of wiffle ball bats.
Okay, that's
when
fair.
I've been playing, before I came home, I was playing with some of the kids I nannied past summer before I came out to South Dakota.
Porter pops one up down the left field line, but it will get out of play, and it's 2-2.
And that wiffle ball bat, it's fun to play, wiffle ball, but doesn't exactly translate to a heavier and, more substantial bat in the hands.
Yeah, a little bit heavier.
Just a bit.
Just a bit. And it's
Filled
got-
with more than air.
Yeah, it's not hollow.
No.
That one drops in for strike 3. Clay Porter watched it go by. A nasty breaking ball from Brendan Reed as he picks up his first K.
I had a coach back in the day who used to call that the freeze pitch when it was just a nasty off speed and all you could really do is just kind of sit there and watch it. There's a weird moment in your head where you're like, yeah, I should probably swing at this, and for some reason your body just tells you, I'm going to hold off. The freeze pitch got Clay Porter right there.
Well, it's crazy when it starts so far upstairs, your mind almost says, yeah, there's no chance I even need to be ready for this.
Right.
And then it drops over the plate, and it's too late to even react.
Absolutely.
Here's Kyle Finn. He's been reacting to every pitch really well this season. I'm going to read some things out for you after this pitch. And,
Please do.
let you know, or you can let me know how impressive it is. Kyle Finn leads the league in batting average with a 431.
Right.
OPS with a 1353.
Uh-huh.
Slugging with an 835. Hits with 47. Home runs with 10. And RBIs with 51. Ground ball to short. Hank Harp has it and retires the home run king Kyle Finn.
But regardless of ground out there, those statistics, doesn't matter who you're a fan of, are wildly impressive.
Yes, and incredibly impressive. He leads the league in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 statistical categories. He's been incredible all season long and is probably the front runner for Independence League MVP. So we're going to have a little ceremony down on the field. We're going to try to get you the best angle as possible because our old friend Grayson Chapeau is going to be receiving an award here in just a moment.
So we'll see what they have going on here. It's some sort of award being presented to Grayson.
Hi guys. As many of you know, I'm with the American Legion here in Spearfish. I'm a member of Auxiliary Unit 164. I'm also the Children and Youth Chairman for our unit. Part of what we do is if there's a child or a youth in our community, we submit them to our national for a good deed award. And as we all know, Grayson is part of that. So, this says, Dear Grayson, the American Legion Auxiliary is proud to present this award to you. We want to thank you for your efforts in making a difference in your community. The award was created in 2002 by one of the American Legion Auxiliary Committees, the National Children and Youth Committee. The committee created this award to recognize girls and boys like you who demonstrate a kind and caring act of selflessness. We use these opportunities of these awards to be able to show your deeds as an example for your friends, classmates, and family to do selfless acts in their everyday lives. The American Legion Auxiliary was founded on the principle of in the spirit of service, not self, for God, country, and veterans. Since 1919, our members have again for helping us serve our communities. Dr. Coral May Grout, National Children and Youth Chairman. Okay, great.
Let's give it up for Grayson! Our Goodby Legion Auxiliary presentation.
My favorite thing about Macero's, it's the staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
No score through 1 inning. The Casper Spuds made some noise in the first, but left the bases loaded while the Squatch went down in order 1, 2, 3. Leading off the second, it'll be River Smith, Hunter Billingsley, and Trent Rucker. River Smith this season is hitting .303 with a .432 on base in 24 games played. Has 17 RBIs, 15 walks, 6 stolen bases on the year. Quickly ahead, 0-2 is Trujillo. Got into some trouble in that first, as we said, but was able to pick up a big strikeout to leave them loaded. And Trujillo's numbers, they don't jump off the page necessarily, but what he has done for this team definitely does, because he has been a pretty consistent starter. This is his 6th start of the summer.
Yep.
While also maintaining a .317 batting average and a .440 on base percentage when he's playing on the other side of the ball.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout. Throw down to first from Hartman, completes it. And Diego Trujillo has a couple of Ks.
Yeah, obviously Diego is one of very few true two-way players. He's above a .300 batting average, pitches fairly solid. I know Terrell is probably one of the biggest on this team as well, even though he may not like pitching as much as we've heard. He's obviously a very solid arm for the Squatch. Bowman can be in there as well in that conversation, but Diego has done some really great stuff at third base as well.
First pitch to Hunter Billingsley is driven out to deep center field. Torelli back on the warning track. It's over his head, and one hops the wall. Billingsley pulls into second with a one-out double.
Again, this Spuds team hits the ball hard. It doesn't sound like a pop-up off the bat. It sounds like a home run that just got hit a little bit too low.
Swinging early and often. And now the Spuds have the first run in scoring position. Here's the 9-hole hitter, Trent Rucker. Breaking ball catches the plane, and it's 0-1.
That's a nice pitch by Diego. I know it sounds funky, but sometimes that works in a sense of slowing the batters down. They've been hitting fastballs. They haven't really been hitting his off-speed too much. So pacing and placement for Diego.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he starts throwing off-speed earlier in at-bats. He does have a curveball and changeup.
Yep.
And his fastball sits 84 to 88, so it's not the fastest from what we've seen this year. But when he can mix in that curveball and changeup, it can be pretty deadly.
Absolutely, it can. Right there, we see the same pitch. And that's on the way outside corner. That's a ball for sure. But you saw that pitch, the first pitch of this at-bat. You see it again, and he just cuts across the plate.
Now he's ahead 1-2. Another breaker, but this one misses away. I mean, his curveball has so much horizontal movement to it, but it also has so much vertical movement to it. It's just it's a nasty curveball that, when pinpointed correctly and used correctly, can have some pretty disgusting swing and misses.
That it can.
Here's a line drive to left center. That will hit the gap and hop the wall. One run comes in to score. Here comes the throw from center. It's up the line, and it's an RBI double for for Trent Rucker.
Again, it will probably be a broken record all day if this continues. But they're hitting the ball extremely hard, and again, you don't want to only throw off speed, but the off speed we've seen, they haven't hit. They've whiffed pretty heavily, and the fastballs we've seen, they're just seeing it really well right now.
Here is Hank Harp. Shot down to first base. Finn picks it up and flips to Diego for out number 2. That does advance Rucker to third.
So runner still in scoring position over there on the corner. Of course, 2 outs now. Plays at first for the Squatch. Diego, if he comes back out for another inning, he'll probably have some talks with the pitching coach, talk about what you really want to do against this team. Again, they're reading his fastest pitch very well so far.
Matt Marsick takes a strike on the outside corner. He's probably been one of the most consistent bats for the Spuds this season, hitting .264 with a .420 on base, but has 29 RBIs and 34 walks.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal for the Spuds. Of course, for the Squatch fans, they're hoping to get one more strike on him. He is the beer batter today, so a couple bucks off your adult beverages here with one more swing and a miss.
The 0-2. Thought about it, but leaves it outside, and it's 1-2.
Just misses that corner. The fans groaned a little bit here, of course.
Really want that cheap beer. 1-2 from Diego. Swing and a miss, and that's $2 off beer at the ballpark as Trujillo comes through with his third punch out, but does give up a run as Trent Rucker comes through with an RBI double, and the Spuds lead it 1-0. Aaron Neals, Sam Kwapnowski, and Nick Work to lead off the bottom of the second. And now a 1-0 ball game. The Spuds had back-to-back doubles, and Trent Rucker was the one to drive in Hunter Billingsley. And the Spuds take an early lead. Here's Aaron Neals. First pitch misses outside for ball one.
These teams have kind of had a funny rivalry this year. Of course, at Casper, some very big disagreements about the umpires. That's something that's out of your control, of course, so we'll see if you can just get your gameplay to outbeat them today.
Neals has been on an absolute tear. He has gotten on base in every game he's played in except for one. Has a .433 on base with a .378 batting average. But going back to that Casper series, Aaron Neals did get tossed in Game 2.
He did. Speaking of the umpire feuds, Neals, as much as we love him, obviously can have the tendency sometimes to have some verbal disagreements instead of just internal mental battles.
And that is what happened in Casper. There's a strike from Brendan Reed back on the mound. Had a 1-2-3 first inning, including a strikeout in there against Clay Porter. Breaker misses away, and that is a leadoff walk for Aaron Neals and keeps his on-base streak alive. Always nice to get that out of the way in the first inning.
Really is.
I should say first at bat. This is the second inning. Here is Sam Kwapnowski. He's been in a bit of a slump this last week. Has not gotten a hit since July 16th, which was in the road trip down to Casper. Was 0 for 4 in the last game against the Spuds, then was 0 for 5 a couple days ago against the Zap, looking to break through or break out of his mini slump. Again, it's nothing too crazy, but especially with how well Sam has been playing this year, it's a little uncharacteristic to see him go 0 for in back-to-back games. And that one hits him. That's a way to get back on base. And has not hit one since. Runner takes out for third, no throw. Good jump by Aaron Niels. He was halfway to third before the pitch was even thrown, but it's ball four anyway. And that will load up the bases. Would have been a really nice stolen base for Aaron, but the walk takes that away, and it's bases loaded for Reed Hartman, looking for his first base hit of the season. Just his third game in the starting lineup. He played in Casper last week, was 0 for 3 with a strikeout, was also hit by a pitch and reached on an error. First pitch to Reed is fouled away. Again, came in late due to Gio leaving and Jayton fracturing his collarbone. Attends Augustana University, is from Red Wing, Minnesota. He's a big guy, 6'3", 225. When he gets a hold of one, it goes a long way. But early it's been finding gaps. He's been putting balls in play, but has not been able to find much grass. Right now would be a pretty good time to break through with the bases loaded and one down. Try and tie the game up early. Taps one foul, and we'll do it again, 0-2.
Yeah, great position here for the Sasquatch. Only one out. You want to put a ball in play here. Obviously, avoid that double play if you can.
Comes set at the bounce, the 0-2. Fouled away and stays alive again. Good hang from Reed. Trying to protect here with 2 strikes. Big gap in right center if he can poke it that way. With the center fielder shaded towards left. And the right fielder, Matt Marshik, a little bit closer to the line. But now he starts to shift over as I say that. Swing and a miss, and Hartman goes down on strikes. That'll be the second punch out for Brendan Reed and brings up the 9-hole hitter, Ben Foyer. So Hartman will have to wait on his first base hit of the season. And now the Spuds are an out away from stranding 3 Sasquatch on the bases. Good hold from Ben. A 5'10 sophomore from Houston, Texas, attends Southwestern University, hitting .289 this summer with a .410 on base. Has had a fantastic glove defensively at short, and his bat's really been coming around recently. Breaker catches the outside corner.
Yeah, AJ, I agree with you on Foyer. Obviously, he's told us time and again he loves defense. And it's always great to hear from your star shortstop. There was a couple of earlier moments in the season with some throwing issues. Of course, the middle infield all experienced that, but Foyer's been one of the main consistents here for the Squatch.
He leads the league in double plays turned with 22. He turned 2 more in that series against Oahe.
That's right.
He's been fantastic. He leads the league in assists as well. Can't find that outside corner. Home plate umpire not calling it tonight. Top of the order on deck if we get there. The 3-1. That one's called a strike. Boy, that one looked a little bit further outside than the previous pitch, but umpire calls Foyer back to the plate, and it's a full count with 2 down and the bases loaded. Runners will be off on the pitch. Brendan Reed trying to strand the Sasquatch out there and put up another goose egg and hold on to this 1-run lead. The 3-2. Ground ball past the mound. In comes the shortstop. There will be no play. Infield single for Ben Foyer, and he ties it.
And you will take what you can get in this funny game of baseball.
That will absolutely work. Didn't hit it very hard, but hit it to a spot where nobody could get there. And that will bring up Lucas Torelli again with the bases loaded and 2 down. Go ahead, run 90 feet away. Try and take a lead early. Torelli takes a strike on the outside corner. Again, Lucas has been on a tear this summer. Leads the league in on-base percentage. Lifts this one high and deep to left. Smith going back on the warning track. It is gone! Lucas Torelli, his second grand slam of the season.
Oh, baby. Fire me up, AJ, here in Black Hills Energy Stadium. Torelli, once again. That's a tough start for the Squatch to let the Spuds get the first one, but Torelli says not for long.
I think he should come to the plate every time the bases are loaded. Holy cow. Make that his 3rd home run of the year. Tacks on 4 more RBIs, and now 2 of his 3 home runs have gone for 4 runs.
Phenomenal work from him.
And now the Squatch, who were trailing coming into this inning, lead it 5-1. And an oppo shot for Torelli as he just lifted it down the line and got plenty of barrel on it. And just snuck it over the left field fence. Talk about adding charcoal to the fire. This Sasquatch offense has been scorching hot all summer, and Lucas Torelli seems to be one of the biggest catalysts for this offense.
Absolutely. That's a lefty going all the way down the opposite field line.
Here's Clay Porter looking to follow him up.
And obviously, I mean, that's tough to do. We've seen Kyle Finn do it down the right field line as well on a home run of his just a short couple of weeks ago. But Torelli, we haven't seen too many of his go down that way.
Porter is struck out looking his first time up. The 5'11 senior from Hesperia, California, finished up a year at Cal Poly Pomona, currently in the transfer portal as he has only Division I eligibility left. This one skied to shallow right. Going out is Wilcox. He'll be called off by Marsick, who makes the play. But the damage is done. This time it's by the Sasquatch. A grand slam from Lucas 10 Grand Torelli, his second of the season. The Spearfish Sasquatch have won the first half and are in the playoffs. You don't want to miss watching this historic team in action. Join us tomorrow night for the final regular season home game of the season and fireworks night presented by Super 8. Catch all the action live on YouTube or head to spearfishsasquatch.com and get your tickets today. Five-one Squatch, just two more regular season home games left, and this one today will be announced in a little bit as a sellout. No more tickets left to be sold unless you're a part of the party deck, but every single ticket in the ballpark has been sold.
Standing room only for the most part, unless you brought yourself one of those nice lawn chairs or spots to sit. You can't even bring it in. You'd have to go sit across the way at the fire station. So it's pretty fun here with these two highly touted teams here in the ILB. Fighting for a second playoff spot are the Spuds, the Sodbusters, and the Zap.
It's a big series, and the fans are out for it. Again, for the first time in program history, the Sasquatch won the first half and are looking for their first championship in program history next week. This one's fouled away. If you haven't yet, you can get your tickets at spearfishsasquatch.com. You don't want to miss it. This team is red hot. They're fun to watch. And you have a chance to witness history because games 3, 4, and 5 are going to be right here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. And there's a punch out from Diego Trujillo, make it his fourth of the night.
And AJ, I want to make a quick note for any season ticket holders for the Squatch. If you haven't heard already, I was talking with the GM Eric today in the office. If you haven't bought tickets for the playoffs yet, you should have gotten a notice email to your online account to purchase that first game. You can also purchase games 2 and 3. If you use them because we make it to those games, then great. You already have those tickets preloaded. If we only have a third game, or let's say we win the first 2 and win the third one, if we only have a third game and you bought the 4th and 5th, those get refunded to your account as well.
So make sure you go get your tickets. There's no reason why you shouldn't buy all of them because you'll want to be here for every single game. And if for some reason we don't play those final 2, you get your money back.
Get your money back.
So no sweat. Here's the 2-0 to Caden Wilcox. Big hack and a miss. Was looking to park one in the fire station beyond left field. Well, now it's 2-1.
And shout out to that fire station. That's where we get our power cord for the camera you're seeing right now, actually.
Ground ball to the third baseman, Nick Work. Picks it up, fires across in time.
Boy, when you say fires, you really mean it. We've had some issues with the third base position over the past couple of days, week even, with their throwing. And Nick Work takes a little bit of a crow hop there, if you will, a couple steps, but just literally laser beamed it across.
Took the words right out of my mouth. A laser beam across.
Sorry.
Across the diamond.
I didn't even think about that, honestly. I gave AJ some words to use in the broadcast. I'm going to give you another one, by the way.
All right.
After this. So have you used one yet?
I've used charcoal, and I guess now beam.
You did use charcoal. Okay.
I did. Yep.
Okay. So let's go. Hold up. Let's come with a good word for AJ here. Talk about it after this pitch. I'll have something brew in my head here. What would be a good word?
Here is Cody Clausius. Flipped foul, and it's 1-1.
I'm going to go with. Can you give me one more pitch?
I got
You're
good.
One more pitch to think about this.
Branker pulled to the right side. Deep in the hole at second as Porter flips to first in time. A 1-2-3 inning for Diego Trujillo. No Spuds on the base paths this inning as the Squatch have a 5-1 lead, and they're coming to the plate right after this.
Have a great night. Spot-on teamwork saves me so much time. I haven't spent a single minute in my back office this week. Teamwork simplifies employee communications, scheduling, tip-outs, and payroll. It even syncs with my POS, so I know my data is accurate. All right, tips are out. In fact, teamwork has saved me so much time, I was able to take today off to film this.
Cut! Now remember, you really hate that back office.
The home run king is coming to the plate, Kyle Finn. 1 homer short of tying the program record. He's got 5 more games to do it, including this one. Needs 2 to break it. He's got 10 right now. First pitch to Finn. Driven to left center. That will split the gap. Finn's on his way to second. It rolls all the way to the wall, and it's a leadoff double for Kyle Finn.
Before we can even introduce him or finish introducing him, the music's still playing. Kyle Finn throws some nice wood at the ball right there. That looked just like us in batting practice.
Yeah, definitely.
Identical, honestly.
100%.
Obviously, we're also that tall.
And that strong.
Yeah.
I mean, that's his 9th double of the summer. He's got more home runs than doubles this year.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about, but the fact that he's also 1 away from hitting double-digit doubles is pretty nuts.
Double-digit doubles, double-digit home runs.
He's got 3 triples on the year as well.
Yep.
Had one against Oahe a few days ago.
That he did.
Pulled left side over the glove of McCarville. Finn will hold up at third, but a base hit for Aaron Neals.
Look at that, Aaron Neals takes second base.
Wow.
They don't even notice him.
I didn't either. I was writing down the single.
They don't even notice him. You should have oh, that was awesome.
I'm going to watch the replay.
Here, we can I tried to switch to it in time I noticed him out of my peripheral.
Were they just lobbing it in?
They were lobbing it in from left field to the third baseman whose back was turned.
Heads up base running by Aaron Niels puts 2 in scoring position for Sam Kwapnoski. First pitch. Drops in for a strike.
But Niels has kind of been like that this entire season. He's obviously got some wheels or else he wouldn't be using them. But he really has taken advantage of some lackadaisical play from opposing teams at times.
That does draw the infield in. First pitch to Kwap, line to center field for a base hit. Finn comes in to score. Niels gets the windmill. The throw in from center is cut off. The throw to second. Swim move did get Kwap. But 2 runs come in to score on the 2-run single from Sam Kwapnoski. And the Squatch extend their lead to 6.
So Kwap gets caught right there, unfortunately. But again, does his job exactly how he needed to do it right there. Gets a couple runners home, 7-1, and now all of a sudden the Squatch are a couple runs away from, and a couple runs held back from the Spuds from getting a run rule.
Here's Nick working now, a 7-1 ball game. First pitch is called low, but a strike. Brendan Reed's been great all summer, but running into a buzzsaw here in Spearfish offensively. Now he catches the outside corner and work quickly behind 0-2. Popped out to second his first time up in his first at-bat back in Spearfish. Breaker misses outside. Good hold from Nick.
Nick's a South Dakota State kid, so a jackrabbit through and through. Of course, his buddy Tristan Augadall also goes there. Augadall left, what, about maybe 2 weeks ago now?
Something like that.
Roughly, so another starting pitcher gone for the Squatch.
Line drive, that will drop into left center. And Nick Work is officially back.
And what fun to have him back. He obviously made a really nice play at third, charged the heck out of ball and fired it on a rope to first base, but again, puts a really nice bat on the ball. And he doesn't mean to sound conceited in saying that he sees the ball very well, but at South Dakota State, there are some guys who throw upper 80s, lower 90s, and of course, that's some of what we're seeing here as well.
That'll bring up Owen Michelson. Corners in for the Spuds. First pitch driven to deep left field. Going back is Smith. It is over his head and off the wall. Work will round third, trips at third, and he'll hold up there. But it's a double from Owen Michelson, and he extends his double streak to 4.
Owen Michelson. What a day for him. He's DHing today, right, as Rather's behind the plate. Is that correct?
Reed Hartman's catching.
Reed Hartman's but pardon me, he's DHing, which of course he's been a strong arm behind the plate always for the Sasquatch. And he was the first home run, ironically, for the Squatch versus the Prospects that one game, but boy, has he been on a nice streak recently.
4 doubles in 4 games, and Owen Michelson might be the hottest bat in the lineup with an offense that has a home run king, an on-base king, an average king, a slugging king, an OPS king, and it's Owen Michelson who's swinging the hottest bat right now.
He really is. I'll tell you, I really wouldn't want to be the average king. It sounds a little worse than it is. But
it does.
No,
it
but
really
it's been a fun time out here in Spearfish. All these guys, all their personalities. Owen obviously celebrates pretty heavily at second. Has been a huge leader for the catcher squad as well.
And I'll tell the story over and over again. That
Please.
First trip to Hastings.
Yeah.
You know, nobody really knows each other. We're all sitting on the bus quietly. Then all of a sudden, Owen Michelson goes up and down the road saying, we're going to play Mafia. And that is when everything changed. And it was right away on that first road trip because then the guys were talking with each other. We were playing, obviously, a game and laughing, having a good time, getting to know each other's names. I mean, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
As Reed Hartman gets plunked, and that'll be the bases loaded. But Michelson from the start was a vocal leader for this team, and that's been a big thing that you can add to his resume because not only is he a great ball player, but he's a great vocal leader in the dugout, on the bus, on the field. He's been a great, great addition to the Sasquatch team, and great to see him playing all season long as well.
He really has been. Spuds now done with what the Squatch have been giving him so far for dinner. They're going to bring in a new arm from the bullpen. We'll tell you who that is here in just a moment.
But ultimately, the day is done for Brendan Reed. His final stat line will get you here in a moment. But the first couple of innings, or first inning was decent. Looked like he was going to have his way with the Sasquatch lineup. But then a grand slam and now 2 more runs in this third inning. His final stat line, 2 1/3, 7 hits, 7 runs, all of them earned, 2 walks to 2 strikeouts. New pitcher for the Casper Spuds will be number 25. Oh, number 7.
Sorry, I was holding up 5 and 2. I probably could have said it myself. I was holding up 5 and 2, and I realized now it looks like 25. I was just trying to add them together.
Number 7, Cooper Hack.
Not number 25.
There is a number 25, so that's why I thought it could be right, and he is a pitcher.
My bad.
So it's Cooper Hack wearing number 7.
Yes.
We'll introduce him when we come back.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jet Rogers at Peak Family Chiropractic and Sports Performance. We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration care to promote movement, strength.
New pitcher for the Casper Spuds is Cooper Hack. First pitch to Foyer, grounded up the middle. Hank will flip to second. The turn is in time. 1 pitch and a double play for Cooper Hack, and he gets out of the bases loaded jam. But the Squatch tack on 2 more runs as Kyle Finn doubles. Eric Niels has a base hit, and then Owen Michelson comes through with an RBI double as well. It's 7-1, top of the 4th when we come back.
So they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice play.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
Fans, join the fight against pediatric cancer by scanning the QR code on your screen. It'll take you to a donation landing page where you can donate to the University of Iowa Dance Marathon. Dance Marathon is a student organization that provides emotional and financial support for pediatric oncology and bone marrow transplant families at the University of Iowa Healthcare Stead Family Children's Hospital. And an added bonus on top of it, this October, I will be running the Chicago Marathon in support of our kiddos in the Children's Hospital, but I need your help. In order to qualify for the marathon, I need to raise $2,100. Every penny raised goes directly to the Children's Hospital, but I need your help to get there. So scan the QR code, donate. You can also read more about the Dance Marathon Student Organization at the University of Iowa and everything we do. So scan the QR code on your screen. When you donate, leave a little comment saying "Go Squatch" so I know you're a fan tuning in. And let's try and defeat this thing called cancer together. This one's popped up straight into the air. Finn comes in. Hartman is back in front of the fans. It is caught for out number 1. Might have gotten a little help from one of the fans down there holding the netting back. And the umpire kind of looked at it for a second, but ultimately called him out.
Yeah, you could tell they were laughing a little bit down there, but you know what? We'll just call it home field advantage.
Sure. The fences were supposed to be that far back.
Listen, it was the wind moving the mesh. It's
exactly.
It's a metaphor for something. We'll figure it out.
This one's also popped up straight into the air. Nick Work standing nearly on third base, and he makes the play.
2 very quick outs, 2 pitches, 2 outs for Diego. Contrary to his first couple innings, they worked him really deep in the count. I guess in the first inning he had 2 quick outs as well. Then they ended up working him a little bit more in that inning. But so far doing pretty well. 1 run on just 3 hits through 3 2/3 now.
Now that'll bring up Hunter Billingsley, the designated hitter. He doubled and scored back in the second. But after a couple of quick outs, he's looking to get a 2-out rally going. And he will do just that. First pitch swinging, and it's grounded to right field.
And it seems like the second anybody, and myself very included, talks about how we could almost get out of the inning, it's like, well, the Spuds are not going to let you do that, actually. They are very, very good at continuing to keep innings going.
Now bring up the 9-hole hitter, Trent Rucker. The Spuds definitely don't go away easily. First pitch to Rucker's in the dirt. Good stop by Hartman to keep Billingsley at first.
That was a great catch by Hartman a second ago. Of course, you know, a little bit of help from the fence, but that's a really tough catch as a catcher.
Yeah, really tough play, especially with it skied that high up and so close to the fence. Ooh, good pickoff move, but he's safe at first. With it being so close to the fence, a lot of times catchers won't really go for it because they think it's going out of play, but Reed kept on it, was able to make the play. Hard shot to short. Fourier waits for it, flips to second for the final out.
Quick inning for Diego Trujillo. Just a couple of pitches, less than 10 there if I'm correct. 2 pitches to the first guy and then a couple more. But just a phenomenal inning there from Diego.
7-1, bottom of the 4th when we come back.
Do you know the locals' choice for gaming excitement? It's the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. With new games arriving every month, our selection of slot machines is the freshest in town. You can always find a game with our card tables open 24 hours a day. And parking is free and easy at the Lodge, with the area's largest free parking only steps away from our front door. Enjoy spacious and comfortable gaming at the Lodge at Deadwood, the locals' choice.
Another great day at the ballpark. We have Cooper Smith now joining us on the headset. Cooper, you just told us that this is probably one of the largest crowds we've had outside of that July 5th game. 815 people in attendance, and this place is absolutely jam-packed.
Yeah, we are the second highest attendance we've had ever.
Wow.
Other than when we had the 912, I believe it was.
Something around there, yeah.
920. It was the other day, and so we have 815 here-ish now. So pretty packed ballpark. Concession line is jammed. We had a beer batter strikeout, so everything's going good for the fans tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say everyone was probably rushing to go get their cheap beer.
And the Squatch are up 7-1, so
it's a great day. And Lucas Torelli had another grand slam.
10K Torelli.
He's living up to the name. See if he has another chance in the 6th inning to send another fan home with $10,000.
If a fan went home with 10 grand tonight, I think there's no roof on this place, but it would blow off.
100. Well, we have whatever that.
Oh,
what do you
awning.
call that? Yeah,
awning is gone. The awning's gone. Any umbrellas that are up are gone.
Yep. The roof in here will be gone.
It would be an absolute madhouse in here.
Torelli takes upstairs for ball 4. No chance at a swing here, and it's a leadoff walk. That'll bring up Clay Porter. He's 0 for 2 today, looking to break out of a mini slump. We talked about the Casper series a little bit already, how Aaron Neals got tossed in Game 2. But Clay actually got tossed in Game 3.
Yeah, coming off a 2-game suspension, first day back. He was here yesterday.
He was.
Could have played, but obviously the game did not happen yesterday. So, which would have been just as an electric crowd yesterday. I think we were at 620.
Wow.
When the game got called.
A lot of those fans are coming today. Here's a a ball in the dirt that gets by, and Torelli is able to swipe second. Would be great to see Clay get back on the hit column. His last 2 games, he went 0 for. Those were both against the Casper Spuds in Casper. Takes one outside, and it's 1-2.
I expect tomorrow night to be just as electric here as well. Final home game of the season, firework nights. If you haven't got your tickets yet, AJ, where can they get them?
SpearfishSasquatch.com. You can get them for tomorrow's game and for the playoffs. Games 3, 4, and 5 will be right here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. If you haven't got them, make sure to do just that. And again, if you buy tickets for games 4 and 5 and we don't play those games, you'll get a full refund.
Great policy from Eric.
Great policy. And a fair one as well.
Absolutely.
1-2 to Clay is outside.
The goal for sure would be to have those games just as packed as the one here tonight, just to bring the energy.
What are the odds that we bring in some extra grandstands and place them down the third baseline? Do you think that's a possibility?
You know, I don't know.
Here's a high fly ball to center. Rucker pitches a 10 and makes the play. Torelli thinks about tagging up, but the throw in is too good.
I don't know if Eric would bring in some more grandstands, but I can tell you what, Eric will do everything in his power to get this stadium as packed as possible, even if it's standing room only. We are selling party deck tickets tonight. We don't have a party deck, so we're able to sell those tickets as standing room only tonight to get anyone who wants to be in the stadium tonight to get in.
Well, you still got a few more innings to get here. We're in the bottom of the 4th. And this is a very important series, the final 2 home games of the regular season. And again, the Casper Spuds are less than a game behind the Oahe Zap, who lead the second half. But the Spuds are also a game and a half back of taking over the overall standings and jumping the Spearfish Sasquatch.
Absolutely. And how this game's going tonight looks like we'll extend that lead a little bit. As well as that, as long as we were talking to Eric, as long as Oahe wins out, they win the second half. There's nothing anyone else can do if the Zap went out. So that if they go out and win their next 4 games, the scenario's over.
Chopper to short, picked up by Harp, and he retires Kyle Finn.
There's nothing else anyone can do if the Zap went out. So the second half is pretty much in the Zap's hands. They go out and take all 4 of the games they have left. They're in at large bid, and it will be Oahe versus Spearfish for the championship.
Do you know who they play the last 4 games?
I believe they have the Fremont Moo and the Hastings Sodbusters.
Okay, those could be some interesting games. Yeah, they are in Fremont for the next couple of games. That will start on Thursday. And they host the Hastings Sodbusters Saturday and Sunday to close out the regular season. And we've said it again and again, but Hastings has really been making a push recently as well. So it might come down to that series in Oahe, but it also depends on what happens with this series here, not only in Spearfish but in Casper next week.
Yeah, I think next week it'll be I think all teams will be looking at the standings and how each game's going those last 2 days of the season, because I believe they have Hastings the same days that we have our final 2 against Casper.
Yes, I believe so.
So I think everyone is definitely going to be looking at the scoreboards those days, trying to keep track of what it is, and it's a nail biter coming down to the finish.
Well, speaking of scoreboards, we'll have Luke Layden join us in the top of the 6th to give us a look around the league. I'm sure there's some other games going on right now, and every single one needs to be paid attention to because, like you said, it's a tight race for first place in the second half. That ball is thrown behind Niels. He'll have a free base. And that will put runners on the corners for Sam Kwapnowski.
It'll be interesting to see here with 2 outs what they do with Niels on first. Niels definitely has some speed. Don't know how many stolen bases he has on the season.
I believe 11. He's 11 for 11. Leads the team.
So it would be interesting to see here if he takes off, because a single here from Kwap, if Niels is on second here, would almost be a guarantee to score 2, especially with 2 outs. Worst case scenario, Quap comes up to start the next inning.
Well, this is nearly the exact same scenario Sam was in last inning. He was able to rip a 2-run single to center his last time up, which extended the Squatch lead to 6 runs. Long look in, the 2-0. In the dirt, good block by Vosick behind the dish. But now he's in danger of walking Sam and facing Nick Work, who, again, is in his first game back since he left for a few weeks. Didn't know if we were going to officially get him back for the playoffs, but he is here.
What a presence that is to have back on the team. Been a rotating door at third since Nick Work has left, and as we all know, he was a shoe-in name on the list for an everyday third baseman in that first half. So having Nick Work back is absolutely huge, especially Kiefer hasn't looked great since coming back from injury, especially on the defensive side. Probably still not 100% back healthy. So nice to have a guy who you know you can go in pencil every day. Is going to give you great defense and great speed.
Ground ball to third. McCarville picks it up, throws across to get Quap. And the Squatch are left with a goose egg in the fourth, but still lead it 7-1, 5th inning when we come back. Seven to 1. It'll be J.J. Neal taking over on the mound for Trujillo. First pitch is called a strike on the outside corner against the leadoff hitter Hank Harp. Final stat line for Diego. We'll get that to you here in a minute.
While you're pulling that up, it's great to see J.J. back on the mound. First appearance back, had a minor hole in his stomach, and then got drilled by Phoenix in the noggin.
Yeah, not a good stretch of days for JJ. But he's back now. Got cleared and back in the ball game. He's ahead 0-2. Here's a ground ball to Porter at second and retires the leadoff hitter Hank Harp. Final stat line for Diego, 4 innings, 4 hits, 1 run it was earned, 2 walks to 4 punch-outs. So a good day on the mound for Trujillo, who'll most likely be that third or fourth starter in the playoffs as we start to inch closer to that part of the season. But like you said, great to see JJ back. He hasn't pitched since early July against the Bison when we thought he had to go to the bathroom to
relieve himself.
Relieve himself, yeah, to relieve himself. Actually, turned out he was throwing up blood because he had a hole in his stomach. Was taking a little bit too much ibuprofen. So, kids at home, if you learn anything today, read the labels. Marsick takes one low and in the dirt. And JJ did come up here and confirm that on the broadcast that it was ibuprofen. So
crazy guy.
Crazy guy. I mean, he got drilled in the head earlier in the season. He took a line drive off the head that bounced off his head and into the glove of Peyton Fort, a play that you only see in MLB The Show. And then he had that whole ordeal with the ibuprofen in his stomach. And then again, he got hit in the head by Phoenix Brant. 1-2 on Marsick. Ground ball again to Porter, waits for it, picks it up, throws high to Finn, but he's 6'7", so he'll be all right.
I don't know if you guys have talked about this tonight, but we were talking about before the game. I think this is going to be very similar to the lineup that you see coming out game 1 of the playoffs. Don't quite know behind the dish yet. I think that's probably what's most up in the air, the dish and first base / left field. If you move Finn from first, he'd move to left, and you throw in another first baseman. But I think this is about as close as you're going to get to what the Squatch are going to look like game 1.
100%. I mean, you have a lot of your best bats out there in terms of batting average and power, but also really good gloves all over the place. I mean, every single guy out there has made a spectacular play or two this season. Ooh, that one is hit off of Hartman. I think that might have gotten the inner thigh. But it reads all right.
Yeah, I mean, this infield is probably the best all-around infield that we've seen all season. I know Clay's in a little bit of a slump right now, but one thing Clay's going to give you is elite defense at second base.
JJ misses upstairs, and it's 1-2. I mean, it's been fantastic to watch, especially Ben Foyer, who leads the league with 22 double plays turned this summer.
Yeah, I mean, he's been a tank at shortstop all season, has not missed a ton of games, hasn't missed a game due to injury either.
Knock on some wood.
Had to knock on some wood right quick. But, yeah, he hasn't missed a game yet to injury this season, and the games he has missed I'm sure weren't his choice to sit out. He's a guy that loves baseball, wants to go in there and play defense, and he does a great job at that.
Ground ball right to him, picks it up, fires across in time for out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning for J.J. Neal in his return to Spearfish. 3 ground outs, and it's 7-1. Bottom of the 5th when we come back.
We're all going somewhere, going higher, faster, farther, going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
Now pitching for the Casper Spuds, it's Levi Graham. He's only thrown 1 inning this summer. He's gotten in late. His only inning was just a few days ago against the Bison Baseball Club. Through 1 inning, faced 4 through 12 pitches, allowed 1 hit. Did not allow a walk or a strikeout, but is now in the ball game, and he spikes his first pitch in the grass. This one will be against Nick Work, who's leading off the bottom of the 5th. That one misses in the dirt as well.
He's got an interesting motion. He holds it up there for a little bit longer than I think I've seen normal pitchers hold it up there for. Kind of snap it down.
Line to left field. Smith over to make the catch. Good barrel by Nick Work, but right at the left fielder.
Again, it's really probably one of the most frustrating things in any sport, especially baseball, where it's so hard to hit a baseball and it's so hard to get a hold of one. And you do both those right there, and it still doesn't allow you to get on the base paths.
Here's Owen Michelson. Doubled his last time up to extend his double game streak to 4. Time is called by Michelson before Graham can get set. Breaking ball drops in. That's a pretty nice pitch from Levi.
It really is.
I don't think we saw that pitch against the first hitter, Nick Work.
We did not. Just straight fastballs against Work.
Spikes another one in the grass.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much he got a chance to pitch over there in the bullpen, if he just got pulled in or what it was, but it's it really is an interesting motion. He's holding on to it for a long time, and I think that's probably contributing to a little bit of that spike motion.
I mean, I'm sure it creates a lot of downforce and gets a little bit of extra velo.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But you got to be able to get it to the plate.
And, you know, and know where your release point is.
Exactly. The 2-1. Just misses the bottom part of the zone.
Michelson, as you mentioned, on a 4-game double streak right now.
The 3-1. In the dirt, ball 4, and that is a 5-pitch walk on Owen Michelson.
And he really is just releasing that ball a little bit too late. All those pitches are nice, like they're central.
Yeah.
But every single one is about 3 inches too low right now.
Here is Reed Hartman digging in with Michelson on first and 1 down. In the dirt, good block by Vosick behind the dish. But, I mean, you're 100% right. If he, I mean, obviously I'm assuming this is his throwing motion from forever ago. I wonder if that he's been talked to by pitching coaches about, hey, maybe we bring that release point a little bit higher, or even bring that back arm back a little bit farther, because he only holds it about 90 degrees right at his ear, like he's throwing a football.
Right. That's kind of what it looks like. It looks like as if you're in a football training camp and you're like, all right, yeah, we're going to come to our ear and then fire downwards.
The 1-1 to Reed. Still looking for his first base hit of the season. Ball's in the dirt, and Michelson will swipe second. It didn't get past Michelson, didn't get past Vosick, but good base running IQ from the catcher, Owen Michelson.
Yeah, and if anybody knows as well as anybody how hard it is to pick up that ball, it's not past you, but just to the side you and fire it away, it's another catcher.
Breaking ball, can't find the zone, and Hartman is in a 3-1 count. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. But again, still looking for that first base hit of the season. Lifts it to center. Rucker races in to make the catch.
Still have to wait another at-bat or another game longer to get that first hit. Hartman will, but
he's been putting the bat on the ball. It's just, again, finding grass and finding a line. He's either popped up or grounded out.
Right.
Each of his at-bats, or each time he's putting the ball in play.
Right.
Just got to find that sweet spot. Here's Ben Foyer. Breaking ball misses low. Foyer today is 1 for 2, singled and scored his first time up, but grounded into a double play with the bases loaded in the third. Lines one into the gap in right center. It'll drop in. Michelson's around third. Foyer on his way to second. The throw in is not in time. An RBI double for Ben Foyer.
And that's just a phenomenal piece of hitting. And again, Ben Foyer has enough speed right there to get his rear end over to second base. Really, really good job by the shortstop for the Squatch.
A pretty good throw from Matt Marsick in right. But again, Foyer has the speed, goes head first into the bag, and is able to extend this inning. And back to the top of the order, it's Lucas Torelli. 1 for 2 today, a grand slam in the second inning, his second grand slam of the season. First pitch misses low and in.
You don't really have too many of those guys that have multiple grand slams in one season. In MLB season, which is 162 games. Here we've got, what, 30, 35 home games? Was it more like 40 maybe? I don't know. But the point is,
it's hard. Ground ball to the first baseman, flips to his pitcher who steps on the bag, and that will end the threat in the fifth. But the Squatch put another run on the board and lead it 8-1, sixth inning when we come back. Welcome back to the ballpark. The Squatch lead at 8-1 over the Casper Spuds, but we've got a heck of a dogfight coming down these last few days here, Luke. What's going on around the league that could affect the standings down the stretch?
Well, not much, but this is a game that could affect the standings down the stretch. Hastings and Prospects are playing right now, and Hastings is dominating that game, winning 10-3. So them winning that game is going to give them more of an edge to potentially win the second half.
Now, do you know how many games back they are in the second half? I know we'd have to do the math, but
I believe they're about 2.5 games. There's a lot of math to it, but they're more of a doomsday scenario type of team. It's going to be a lot of we need to win, the Spuds need to lose, and the Zap need to lose. And while also Hastings needing to win to where they would jump the Spuds in the second overall, but also us winning the second half, to which they would become the second half champions.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of help that they would need to qualify for the playoffs. So at the very least, all they need to do is win. Then it's hoping and praying that some other teams help them out.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, let's see if they can finish it off, see if the Squatch can finish the Spuds here today. Thanks for joining us, Luke.
Thank you.
There we go. We got it down. Went with the fist bump this time. All right, 8-1, new pitcher entering the ball game is the 6'3 sophomore from Albany, California, Aiden Knowles. Attends Oklahoma Wesleyan University this summer, has a 3.66 ERA with a 1.48 whip and a 164 opponent batting average. Has 17 walks to 22 strikeouts. A win, a loss, and a save on his stat line this summer. And he had a sub-1 ERA for the majority of the season until he ran into the Casper Spuds last week. Got roughed up with an inning, and threw 52 pitches, allowed 5 hits and 7 runs, a couple of free bases in there as well. But before that, he was lights out, looking for a bounce-back game against the team who inflated his numbers, the Casper Spuds.
And if you guys don't know Knowles or know him well enough, he's obviously probably one of the smartest guys on this team, one of the smartest baseball players I've ever come across. We can talk more about that.
Fires a strike I mean, just his pitch mix alone, it's impressive. He knows and talks about it all the time. He has a sinker 85 to 86, a splitter 72 to 74, and a slurve, which is a mix of a sweeper and a curve. It sits around 70, sometimes touches the upper 60s. Here's a line drive into the gap in left center, and that will split the outfielders, but Caden Wilcox will hold up at first with a single.
And again, it doesn't matter how good of a pitcher you are. It's more about placement right now against these Spuds. They can hit most any pitch, but you put it where they can't hit it or where it's tough to hit it, and again, you'll find success. That pitch, obviously just a little bit too far on the inside corner. One runner on for Knowles right now. No outs against the Spuds. Takes a look over at first base. Fires the first one.
Clausius lines one to center. It'll drop in and advance Wilcox to second. Back-to-back singles by the Spuds, and they have some cooking here in the 6th inning.
Boy, I wouldn't mind some cooking. I'm a little hungry right now.
Absolutely. I would love a burger or some squatchos. Or
if you want to know the guarantees of life, there's death, there's taxes, and there's us talking about food on the microphone.
100% every game.
But a phenomenal job so far on Knowles. Obviously, he's a guy who pitches very well. At times, he can get a little internally rattled. He talked to us personally about that. That's not our assumptions. That's his conversation with us.
Now he'll face Cale McCarville after back-to-back singles. See what adjustments he makes. There's that splitter. And that splitter has become pretty popular in our conversations up here. I mean, it just drops off the table and is nearly impossible to hit.
Yep. When he throws it right, and he knows he's throwing it right, it is very, very hard to see and read that ball, especially the amount of speed he takes off it from the fastball.
Lifts one to right. Going back is Kwapnoski in front of the warning track, makes the play. Clausius, that's Vasic. Nope, it's Wilcox. There we go. Caden Wilcox tags up at second and advances 90 feet. A sacrifice fly for Cale McCarville. That'll put runners on the corners for River Smith, who's 0 for 2 today.
So you're looking at a possible double play ball here if you can get it. Obviously, the double play king there at shortstop and Ben Foyer. We'll see if they send the runner at first. We haven't seen Reed throw too many guys out just yet.
Haven't really had too many opportunities. Again, only his 3rd start of the season, and one of his starts was in Casper. I don't think he had too many opportunities in that game.
No, he really didn't. Of course, we know that guys like, Owen Michelson specifically has thrown out his fair share of runners here in this stadium.
River pops one up down the third base line. Nick worked behind the bag underneath it, makes the play.
And that's a really, really nice way to pitch for Knowles, and a nice play right there from Work. You immediately mitigate that situation of a possible run coming in, regardless of where you place that ball if you're Casper. Now you got an out opportunity at multiple bags and no shot for a sac fly here.
So here's Hunter Billingsley. He's 2 for 2 today. A great game so far for the DH. Doubled and scored his first time up, singled in the 4th. Knowles comes set, looks in. Here's the pitch. Misses outside. And we've told Aiden's story quite a bit this summer. But really, I think one of the most impressive things about Aiden outside of, nearly quitting baseball a few times just because he didn't think he was going to have opportunities, it's how he has had to adjust his pitching motion because of the injury he got in one of his first years at college. He separated his shoulder in a biking accident, and now he has to pitch from a higher arm slot to avoid pain. And I've asked him, do you sometimes miss and feel that pain? And he says, yeah, sometimes when I'm in a high-pressure situation, I'll miss that arm slot, and it really hurts. Gets the swing and miss there, and it's 1-2 on Billingsley.
That's got to be frustrating for anybody who's kind of had some sort of surgery or some sort of recorrective physical therapy, whatever it may be, where you know that you shouldn't do that motion, but sometimes muscle memory kicks in a little bit too much.
1-2 pitch. Breaking ball pulled to Porter at second, comes flying in, fires to first in time. Aiden Knowles gets out of the jam. Big-time pitching from a big-time pitcher. 8-1, bottom of the 6th, and the Squatch Bats looking to continue their onslaught when we come back.
I'm Noah Westergaard, and I'm studying photography at Black Hills State. Being able to use what I learned in class to apply to actual things and not just a project for a grade, to have an actual purpose behind some stuff, I think it's pretty rewarding. The opportunities are there. I know that I'll be able to do whatever comes my way.
Fans, join the fight against pediatric cancer by scanning the QR code on your screen. It'll take you to a donation page, but also you can click around and learn more about the University of Iowa Dance Marathon. Dance Marathon is a student program at Iowa that provides financial and mental support for families and kiddos that are fighting the hardest fight, which is pediatric cancer. No one fights alone, and that's why we're asking for your help. And on top of it, I'll be adding a little bit of a fun twist to it. This October, I'm looking to run the Chicago Marathon in support of our kiddos in the Children's Hospital, but I need your help. In order to qualify for the marathon, I need to raise $2,100. If I do that, then I'll be running 26.2 miles in the Windy City. Every penny donated goes directly to the Stead Family Children's Hospital at the University of Iowa. If you don't know what the Stead Family Children's Hospital is, if you've ever watched college football, you've probably heard of the tradition, the wave. And after the first quarter in every Iowa football game, every fan, player, referee, opponent, mascot turns up to the Children's Hospital and gives them a wave. And it's a heartwarming tradition, and this is a way that you can make a direct impact to all those kids and families. Leading off the bottom of the sixth, it's Clay Porter. Again, scan the QR code and donate if you can. Every penny counts. Doesn't matter how much, whether it's $1 or $100. We appreciate your donation and your support in fighting this deadly disease that is cancer.
Yeah, AJ is absolutely right. Listen, we're a little biased. We go to Iowa, right? We love the wave, but I think everybody who has a heart loves the wave. And, I mean, it goes for everybody. When Iowa State, the rival, comes to Kinnick, doesn't matter how deep the hatred runs, they still wave. Doesn't matter who it is, they still wave. And it's not for the fight against teams, but it's the fight against a way bigger battle than just on the field and off the field one. Couple stories up right there.
Ground ball to short. Hart picks it up. Fires across. Good stretch at first in time to get Porter. Great play by Harp and Clausius on either end of the field. But finishing notes on that point there, Aiden. You're absolutely right, and it's been really fun for us to get to be a part of Dance Marathon. And today at the ballpark, we're doing a 50-50 raffle. So all the proceeds will go directly to the Stead Family Children's Hospital.
Yep.
And the money goes towards anything from actually funding research for cancer, but also the little things like paying for meals for families that have to, unfortunately, stay at the hospital.
Right.
Also funding for wigs for the kids that lose their hair. But the biggest expense that is unfortunately the one that we get thanked for the most is when we are able to pay for funerals for the kiddos that we do lose.
Yes.
It's really sad and unfortunate, and it sucks when you hear those stories of a family losing their kid to cancer. But when you hear the stories of, hey, the money that you raised was able to really help with the coping process of losing a child and being able to take off that burden of paying for your own kid's funeral, it's what makes all of this so worth it. So, again, if you weren't able to scan the QR code, we'll put it up here again a couple more times throughout the game, but every penny counts. It all goes directly to helping families and kiddos fighting pediatric cancer. Niels pops one up. In foul territory is Clausius. He makes the catch for out number 3. Quick inning for the Casper Spuds as the Squatch go down in order 1, 2, 3, but they lead it 8-1, top of the 7th when we come back. All right, we're going to come back early because we've got a fun promotion on the field, a hot dog eating contest between Cooper Smith and Eric Schmidt. Cooper is our ticketing intern. Cooper Schmidt is the owner and GM of the Sasquatch. They have a water in their right, a hot dog in their left. Cooper is munching away. Oh, watch out. He almost threw it back up. Eric takes a swig of water. Eric's nodding his head saying, I've got this in the bag. Cooper munching away at his hot dog. Eric thinks about a sip of water. Cooper takes it. We've got a tight race coming down to the final moments. Big swig of water from Eric. Cooper has just a nibble left, and down it goes. Cooper Smith takes down the hot dog. I believe he won it. Yep, Cooper Smith is our champion. A hot dog eating champion and our ticketing intern are one. How about that? Great stuff from Cooper Smith, who also makes a lot of appearances on the mic, providing some color commentary. And what a fun promotion on the field.
It really is. It's just great. I mean, it doesn't matter which team you're part of. This league is a very, very fun league. We have beer batters here at the stadium. We have hot dog eating competitions. We have tug of war. We've got Sasquatch races at the 7th inning break. We've got rainstorms at random times. There are moments here where you are uncertain of all things weather, but again, that is why we love this game. Eight to 1, the Squatch still lead AJ right now. Couple innings left. The Spuds can get hot instantly if they need to.
Here is the 9-hole hitter, Trent Rucker. The Spuds trail by 7 in a crucial game if they want to make the playoffs. First pitch misses inside. Again, they are behind the Oahe Zap for the lead in the second half. But again, a strategy for Casper, and one way to look at it, is if the Squatch do hold on and win the second half. Again, they would have to beat Casper a couple of times to win the second half and overtake Oahe. But if you're Casper, you almost want the Sasquatch to win the second half because you're the team in second place overall in the standings, which would guarantee you a spot in the playoffs.
Yes. Now, I know Cooper, I believe Cooper was saying that if the Zep win out, then
it won't matter.
That's it. Doesn't matter if we win out too. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah,
right.
I believe so.
So now, and if they win out and we drop one, it just gives more security to them. Of course, Hastings is a pretty, I wouldn't say easy schedule, but easier schedule. 4 games against the Prospects. They're not the greatest of teams either. But the Hastings Sidebusters, they would also need the Zap to lose some as well.
Which they have 2 games against the Zap to close the season.
Exactly.
And if things shake out a certain way, that series could be huge for all teams involved trying to fight their way into the playoffs. It's going to be really fun this next week.
It really will. And since about 3 weeks ago, the Sasquatch have secured their spot in the playoffs, that doesn't mean you're not still fighting to better yourself, especially when it comes to deepening your bullpen and figuring out which guys are your starters come playoff time. But it's definitely going to come down to the wire, and that's what's fun about this game.
Full count on the leadoff hitter, Trent Rucker, looking to get something started here. But he goes down swinging against Aiden Strikeout Knowles as he picks up another K.
I'm telling you, man, Knowles' off speed right there is so intense that you notice batters are so far out that they don't even keep their front elbow tucked. It looks like they're trying to swing like a imaginary line of defense around them. Like it's crazy. He almost makes batters look like they haven't swung that much before, and that's not a discredit to the Spuds hitters. They're phenomenal. But the way Knowles throws that off speed after that fastball is really, really filthy.
It's so hard to see out of the hands, but even harder to hit when it drops like that. Again, he has that splitter that we talk about the most, but his slurve has a lot of break to it too, and gets just as many swing and misses.
Really does.
Here's the 0-1. Skips away from Hartman, but nobody's on base. Hank Harp is the batter. He's 0 for 3 today with a couple of ground outs and a flyout on his scorecard. The 1-1. Breaking ball misses upstairs.
And AJ, the other day we stayed after the game. You and I, it was a shorter game, so it was the Sunday ones. You and I hit the fun, go around the outfield a little bit. We're throwing some imaginary fake bullpens, so that was pretty fun, obviously. Knowles in a 2-1 count now. Sets and fires. Just a bit outside, past the outstretched arms of Hartman again. 3-1 count here. Now for Knowles, 1 out on the board. There's more than 815 fans in attendance. They're using the party deck, which is normally reserved for promotional groups. Now they're using it for any fans wanting to stay here in attendance. Knowles in the 3-1 count here. Sets and fires again. Just misses the inside corner. That'll put a runner on base with 1 out now for the Spuds.
Yeah, they'd love to get something started. They're running out of outs to play with. So if they can get some traction here in the 7th and at least set themselves up for the rest of the game to try and make a comeback, that would be ideal for them. But here's the beer batter, Matt Marsick. He's also 0 for 3 and a punch out today. He struck out in the 2nd to give the fans here $2 off beer. Marsick takes an off-speed pitch outside for a strike.
He's been playing pretty well out there in the outfield. Had a nice throw earlier on in the game. Didn't catch the runner, but has a pretty solid cannon out and right.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if Casper tries to move some runners over here and play a little small ball and start to pick away at this lead. Not a very big lead from Harp, though. In the dirt, good stop by Hartman.
Who was it that played small ball a bunch against us last time? Was it Casper? Was it Hastings?
No, it was Hastings.
That's what I thought.
Hastings
Okay.
And Hastings almost needs to play small ball because of how big their field is.
Yes.
But it got to be a little annoying when they keep getting bunt singles that go about 30 feet up the line.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if it works, it works.
That is true. Got a little comment right now just asking about the weather out here in South Dakota. It's pretty nice right now. It's not too hot, which is a nice break from some of the beating sun sometimes. It's obviously a bit foggy and cloudy. You can see some of the glare coming off the lights. The mountain, Crow Peak, off in the distance is covered up, but it is not raining, so we're not getting any precipitation.
Fingers crossed that stays that way. We've ran into some rain last night, of course, which is why the game was canceled. It almost looked like it was good. It looks like it's going to rain, and it's looked like that all day. But
and it definitely could. I was talking earlier to the GM, Eric, and we did see some possible showers around the 9 p.m. mark. Now, right now, it is 7:52, so we're reaching on that 1 hour away from a possible not downpour, but a possible rainfall situation. Knowles with a runner on first and second. 1 out here for the Squatch. First pitch off speed finds the inside zone right there. Again, we've talked about Knowles' off speed all day so far, and he's shown and proven exactly why it works so well.
Oh, 1 on Stone Vosick. Lifts one to right center. Quap going back along with Torelli. It will be Quap who makes the catch. Both runners tag up, but it'll be Harp who takes 90 feet, but it's out number 2.
That was kind of tough for those guys to see for a minute. There was obviously a little bit of miscommunication. Both phenomenal outfielders, so I think there was enough verbal conversation that they were able to figure that out.
Here's Caden Wilcox with runners on the corners and 2 down. Big hack and a miss. Good stop by Hartman behind the dish. The 0-1 from Knowles. Breaker pulled foul. And now he's ahead 0-2. Strikeout would go a long way here, of course.
It really, really would. LC, thanks for the comment. You were the one who asked the question about the South Dakota weather, and it is nice to have some fans in attendance here. Really, really nice night. A little break from the hot sun here. Most days it's been enough to make us look like we've just jumped into water. We've been sweating up here in the booth. No AC, just a small fan to, compensate for the lack of airflow.
Runner takes off for second. It's in the dirt. Good stop by Hartman, but it'll be an easy 90 feet for Matt Marsick. Now 2 runners in scoring position for Wilcox. Knowles ready with the 1-2 would be a big spot for Caden to at least start to chip away. Again, that is the goal right now. Can't get it all in one swing. Just have to keep innings alive. Breaker pulled left side work, bobbles it. It's right in front of him, can't find it. Picks it up, tries to tag him at third, but he can't do it. Boy, that looked like a really close play at third. Work was able to find it at the last moment and somehow make a play close. Took a bad hop on him, was ready for the backhand, then it bounced back toward his throwing arm, so he had to go to his left. Ended up bobbling it.
We're going to take a closer look here and tell you guys if we could see anything.
Cody Clausius digs in with runners on the corners. Takes the ball in the dirt. What's your consensus there?
Well, here, I'm going to show it to both of us here. I'm going to throw it in slow-mo and zoom in a little bit.
Again, work.
But it looks like he got his foot in.
Yep.
It didn't look like it because he looked like he stopped, but I think he just jammed his foot against the front side of that bag. So
Yes.
I would agree with that call right there, as close as it looked.
Good call by the field umpire. And they say that he went around. The batter wants to check.
I want to give a shout out to the fans in attendance here tonight for their participation in the raffle. We'll talk about it once more later on, but some big money raised here, not only for somebody to take home, but also for the Children's Hospital in Iowa City. AJ, I think the total comes out to roughly $365.
Yep, the winner.
Split.
Yep.
So
yeah, the winner takes home $365.
that's what I mean.
Yep.
That's the split off. So whatever that is, $730
Yep.
or yeah.
Yeah. Runner takes off for second, no throw from Reed. But yes, so thank you to all the fans for participating in the 50-50 raffle for the University of Iowa Dance Marathon. We raised $730, but split 50-50. $365 will be going back to the Children's Hospital, and a lucky fan will be going home with $365.
A win-win.
That's what we like to call in the business. 3-1 on Cody Clausius is outside for ball 4. And now that will load the bases. Aiden Knowles, a little bit of a struggle here in the 7th. That's going to draw Octo out of the dugout.
Now he's got 2 outs, right? So we're looking at any base right now, obviously. That was a close play there at third for Work. Couldn't seem to find an out right there. Work couldn't, but it'll be bases loaded right now. They're going to have a little mound visit. As AJ said, Octo's going out there to talk with him. Knowles feels pretty confident in these situations by himself and making sure he finishes out an inning. We'll see how it goes right now. Squatch are up 8-2, but the Casper Spuds are dangerous at the plate, especially when they've got runners occupying every single bag here.
If you're Aiden Knowles, of course, the only thing you need to worry about right now is just throwing strikes.
Right.
The last thing you want is to get too much into your head and let up the free bases and give up easy runs. So the job right now for Aiden Knowles is to throw strikes, either force them to put a ball in play and hope your defense helps you out, or get the job done yourself.
Absolutely.
So here's Cale McCarville, who's 0 for 3 today. Pulled, foul. Watch out. Luckily, no one was in the Casper bullpen.
Boy, that one could have ripped through some flex tape.
Yeah. Nothing was holding that one back. Breaker hits him in the helmet. And that's the last thing Knowles wanted to do. And that will load up the bases again and score a run. Looks like McCarville's all right.
Brian Young starting to jog on over. He was throwing a little bullpen, and they might wave over to snag him.
Yep, I think that's going to be it for Aiden Knowles. Couple of runs, his final stat line tonight. If my apps will load and give me the numbers. Aiden Knowles, an inning and 2/3, 2 hits, 2 runs, none of them earned, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. And they'll call upon Brian Young to close out the 7th in an 8-3 ball game when we come back. Bases loaded, 2 down. Now into pitch is the 5'10 sophomore from Tampa, Florida, Brian Young. Attends Capital University. First pitch gets away. Here comes another run, and he will score. Caden
Right
Wilcox.
off the bat.
Yep, Caden Wilcox comes in. That'll move Clausius to third, and then McCarville to second. River Smith is the batter. Brian Young has had an increase in workload as of recently. Was originally just either a get-out guy or a short inning reliever, but recently he's been going a little bit more than just a third of an inning. His last outing was against the Zap on July 19th. Threw 2 innings. That's just a couple days ago. He threw 2 innings, allowed 2 hits, and earned a couple of runs. Had 1 walk to 2 strikeouts. But you've seen the improvement all summer long, and he said one of his big goals was to be able to stretch out a little bit more, go longer than just a third or 2/3 of an inning, be able to go an inning and a half, 2 innings, and he's been able to do that.
Yeah, some late break on that one. Pardon me, I was getting ahead of myself. I was trying to figure out what pitch that was. If that was just a curveball or if that was more of a slurve as well. It had some nice horizontal break right at the end of it.
The 2-1 on River Smith is in the dirt, good block by Reed. But now BY in danger of loading up the bases and bringing the tying run to the plate. They were feeling pretty confident coming into this inning, but now 3 runs by the Casper Spuds. We said all they've got to do is just chip away at this lead, and that's exactly what they've been doing. Looks like Mitch Hamrock up and moving around in the bullpen as BY loads him up with a free base.
And, you know, you're not buried yet. Obviously, you're back to bases loaded and not exactly where you want to be, but no run given up right there. BY came in a pretty unfortunate position, obviously, as any reliever pitcher doesn't really want to come in with that many guys on base.
Here is Hunter Billingsley, the designated hitter. Doubled and scored his first time up. Singled in the 4th, but grounded out in the 6th. He's 2 for 3. First pitch misses low and in.
You can tell he's coming across his body pretty heavily, BY is right now, so it's kind of hitting that inner half on the lefties and the lower half on the righties, so he needs to kind of dial that in more in the middle zone area.
Struggling to find the zone, but there's a guy that can get out of a jam like this with one pitch. It's this guy on the mound, Brian Young. That one just missed the bottom of the zone, and it's 3-0.
Now the goal is just throw a strike here, whether you got to float one in here or what. I don't know if they're giving him a green light here with bases loaded and 2 outs. I'd probably be taking.
Called a strike on the outside corner, thought about swinging, but held up. And BY fires back with a strike.
Just do it again, rinse and repeat.
Big spot for the Spuds if they want to make a comeback. Lifts one to center. Torelli over. Makes the catch.
That's huge. That is massive for the Squatch.
The Spuds leave them loaded. Brian Young able to get out of the jam, but the Spuds do get 3 back and make it a 4-run ball game. See what the Squatch can do on offense when we come back. Spearfish Sasquatch have won the first half and are in the playoffs. You don't want to miss watching this historic team in action. Join us tomorrow night for the final regular season home game of the season and fireworks night presented by Super 8. Catch all the action live on YouTube or head to spearfishsasquatch.com and get your tickets today. Leading off the bottom of the 7th, it'll be Sam Kwapnoski, Nick Work, and Owen Michelson. Kwap had a big 2-run single back in the 3rd. Was also hit by a pitch and scored in the 2nd. First pitch from the new pitcher, Nick Kambulu, is outside for a ball. Kambulu making his 11th appearance out of the pen. He's thrown 10 in the 3rd, has a 9.58 ERA and a 1.45 whip, has 7 strikeouts and 10 walks. Quap takes a strike at the knees. It's 1-1. It's been the hits for Kambulu that's really hurt. Has 10 walks, but has let up 11 earned runs. Breaker misses outside.
Yeah, and it's important for the Squatch to learn now and continue learning to try to work these guys deep in the counts as well, considering they've got a pretty deep bullpen going into the playoffs. It'd be nice to not allow them to have all their arms in games 3, 4, and 5 back here.
Fouled straight back. 815 the announced attendance today at the ballpark. Again, the final regular season home game is tomorrow night, and it'll be a fun one. Fireworks night, the last one of the season, unless we're able to get some for the playoffs, which could be really fun. I don't know if that's confirmed yet, if we're going to have any, but I know there was talks about potentially getting fireworks here for the playoffs.
I mean, physical or emotional, it'll be pretty sweet to see the Squatch win if they can back at home.
I mean, this fan base has continued to support this team more and more year in and year out as they become more involved with the community. But the fact that they got to see the team win the first half for the first time ever in such an electric way with Phoenix Brandt's walk-off 3-run home run, they were able to be here to see Ryan Bachman's number get hung on the press box and retired.
Yep.
It would just be a great way to end a historic season in year 8 for the Sasquatch if they're able to win a ring at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Quap works a walk. It's a leadoff.
It's a great hold right there after a nice 7 or 8 pitch at bat from Sam. Really nice job to lay off the high heater.
Here's Nick Work with Sam Kwapnowski on first and nobody out. 8 hits for the Squatch, 8 runs to show for it, 6 hits for Casper, 4 runs to show for it, 1 error on the board. It belongs to Spearfish. Work today is 1 for 3. He singled back in the third. Ground ball deep in the hole at short, backhanded, and no play. Infield single, as there was no chance for Hank Harp. And it's not like it was smoked off the bat, but just slowly rolled to a spot where Hank couldn't come in on it or make a play.
Absolutely. You get a guy who's got the wheels like Nick Work. That's a tough play regardless of where that ball is placed in that gap between third and short, let alone right there where it's dying in the grass.
Here's Owen Michelson, corners up for the Spuds, trying to keep this a 4-run ball game. Breaker cuts back just high. Michelson today is 1 for 1. He doubled back in the third, a couple of walks, and he's also scored twice.
We've touched on Owen and his double streak, but we've also briefly touched on, and it needs to be touched on more, is just his leadership on this team. If there were a couple captains, I think Owen probably would be voted by some of his teammates as one of them. He's just consistently vocal, and he's consistently comical, allowing some relief in the dugout as well. It's one of the leaders, actually, in their pregame hacky sack ritual.
Yes.
And if you don't know how big that is here, I mean, you could ask anybody. They play a lot of hacky sack.
I've gotten in on a few games as well.
Yeah, you have. How you done?
Not great. No, those guys, they play every day because they have games basically every day. They've gotten really good. I know in Hastings it's when we first started doing it. And it's funny because we were all just hanging out in the dugout before the game, got there early, and got through BP. And I think it was Bachman who actually found just a random hacky sack lying around.
Yeah.
And said, hey, who wants to play some hacky sack? And they've been playing it before every game ever since. Another ritual that Bachman started that has a pretty cool story is every game, or every game day before the game, the entire team goes out into right field and does a prayer together. They do a prayer circle, and either Bach or one of the players will lead the entire team in prayer. And that wasn't something that was carried on, I think. It's something that is kind of new this year, if I might be wrong, but I think it's kind of new because Bachman told me, yeah, before that first game in Hastings, he had made an announcement to the dugout saying, hey, I'm going to go into right field and pray. If anyone would like to join me, you're welcome to. What he didn't expect was the entire team to stand up and follow him out there. And he said that was just a really powerful moment for him and for them as a team. They don't even know each other's names at that point, but they all wanted to go out there and pray together before the game. So that was a really cool story that Bach was able to share with me, and it's something that they've continued throughout the entire season, and
yeah,
it's really cool when you hear about some of the players leading the prayer.
Right.
A lot of times it's Bachman because he's one of the assistant coaches and a legend here in Spearfish, but Quaps led a few prayers, Wilson Kiefer's led some prayers, and it's really cool to hear that. It's not just, one of the overarching voices that already has some authority on the team leading it. It's the guys themselves that are able to lead it, and a lot of the guys look up to them, not just because they're good at baseball, but because of their religious beliefs and how they carry themselves through being a Christian. Michelson's rung up at the plate. He can't believe it. Jumps into the air, looks back at the umpire, and is going to angrily walk back to the dugout as that one looked a little outside, but home plate umpire called it in a backwards K for Nick Kambulu. Looked a little low more than anything, but nonetheless, it's called strike 3. Looked below the knees on the replay, but nonetheless, it's out number 1. Here's Reed Hartman. Still looking for his first hit of the summer. Just his 3rd game in a Sasquatch uniform.
Be nice to get it now.
Trying to extend the lead after the Casper Spuds were able to build some momentum in the top half. Chopper up the third baseline, goes foul. Hartman today is 0 for 2. Struck out, flew out, and was hit by a pitch.
Yeah, this would be pretty nice for him, not only for some confidence boosting. Of course, hasn't had his first hit, but also runners on first and second. Try to stay out of that double play territory if you can after the Michelson strikeout.
Breaker comes back over the plate, and Hartman watches it go. It's 1-2. Looks like it's Peters warming up down there. Is that still Mitch? Oh, that's still Mitch, I believe.
Peters got up for a second. I don't know if he was throwing or not.
Breaking ball fouled away. Good hang from Reed.
Yeah, Peters is over there. He's
kind of looking on ominously.
Yeah.
He looks like a Grim Reaper.
Well, it's funny, if you don't see his both sleeves, Mitch has one sleeve, and they're both black sleeves, so looked like him for a second. They're standing at a similar height, of course. Jackson Peters is not on the bump.
Just how tall he is. Swing and a miss, and Hartman goes down. Another punch out for Nick Kambulu, back-to-back for him. Brings up the 9-hole hitter, Ben Foyer.
It's a phenomenal pitch.
Great pitch.
It's a really, really good pitch. Looking back at the replay here, this thing just sweeps right across the plate and drops just enough at that last moment to get him. And, you know, the hard part about that Michelson strikeout is it's unfortunate you don't think it's a strike, but that pitch right there was in the exact same spot. And if you're calling it a strike, there is something to be said about consistency, right? So you have to just kind of, you know, take what you get, right? You beggars can't be choosers in this game.
Pull deep in the hole at short. Tough play for Hart. Picks it up, but no play as the speedy Ben Foyer legs out an infield single.
He's done that consistently this season.
Couple of times today.
Yes, exactly. He had the one earlier, and that one just died in the grass. This one more in the hole right there. But, again, whatever you can do, use your speed to your advantage, use a little slappy singles to your advantage. Counter it all.
Here's Lucas Torelli. Had his second grand slam back in the second. It's kind of crazy to say that 2 of his 3 home runs have been grand slams.
Yep, and if you separate them all, you get about $3,333 per. That $10,000 home run still will probably ring in my head for many summers to come after this.
Absolutely. Breaking ball misses in the dirt. Looks like Mitch is done warming up, and I think he's going to be the one to enter the ball game and face the Spuds in the 8th.
He's had some trouble for the Squatch at times.
Good hold from Torelli. Lucas currently in the transfer portal after having a phenomenal year at Eastern New Mexico. Was named Athlete of the Year.
Yep.
At Eastern New Mexico. Was also part of the All Lone Star Conference first team and All Lone Star Conference defensive first team. Has gotten a lot of Division I Power 4 looks, but hasn't made his decision quite yet. And, of course, we've talked about how good he's been this summer, but his spring for Eastern New Mexico was unreal. He hit .410 with a .526 on base, had 46 RBIs and 12 home runs, and only struck out 28 times in 183 at-bats.
Yeah.
If that doesn't scream Division I don't know what else does.
Yeah. It'll be exciting to see where he ends up going. Obviously, I know he's got some connections with the Peters family, so I don't know if he's getting a chance to follow him out there to GM or not, but we'll see.
That'd be fun. Full count, 2 down. Runners will be off on the pitch. It's upstairs for ball 4. And the line continues to move for the Squatch as they played another run. It's 9-4.
No complaints about a free run for Spearfish. They gave up a couple this past inning, 3 of them. We'll see if they can continue this run here. There might be a little mound talk for the Spuds now.
See what happens with Nick Kumbulu, who got a couple of quick outs. Struck out Michelson, then struck out Hartman back-to-back, but 2 free bases and 2 singles in this inning. And the Squatch have extended their lead to 5. They'll face Clay Porter next. He struggled today, 0 for 4.
AJ, not the hottest of days here in Spearfish, which is nice. On some of the hot days, we've gotten a chance to play some pickleball yesterday. After the rain out, we got a chance to go out there to the city park. Beautiful park here in Spearfish. That's been fun this summer. I want to ask you if you have any favorite memories that kind of stand out of this experience.
Boy, that's a hard question. Boy, I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of, I can't pick one. That's why it's hard.
Yeah.
Not because there's not a lot of good memories. First pitch to Porter is inside.
Yeah.
I think the most euphoric moment was definitely Phoenix Brandt's home run. I mean, we were going nuts up in the press box. Everyone on the field was going nuts. I mean, that's definitely up there. The $10,000 grand slam. I think we went even crazier for, which is hilarious.
Yeah. I think the funny part is that you can walk off a game to get to the playoffs even though you're not halfway done with the season.
Yep.
It's an interesting way that the playoffs work, but that was a ticket punched right away, and that was really cool. Foul ball almost caught in the stands over on that right side.
But I say off the field, I don't know. I mean, we've done a couple of trips as an intern group, which were really fun. But I really just enjoy like our pickleball nights. I really do.
Those are great.
We're all uber competitive.
Yes.
We play 100% of the time.
Yep.
And we're all pretty decent at it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'm all that great at pickleball, but I'd say you and Cooper and Luke are really, really good.
Yeah.
At pickleball.
Well, that's the fun part, right? Is like you even have a twitch of athletic ability, and you can move around and just hit a ball around. It's fun.
2-2 on Porter. Lifts one down the right field line. Clausius gives it a look, but it'll drop harmlessly to the dirt.
That ball didn't drop out of play right by the fence, but hard to read that ball right off the bat.
Again, like going back to that play that Reed made up against the fence.
Yes.
I mean, that was a great play because of, I mean, it is right up against the netting.
Yeah.
And was able to keep his eye on it and able to make the play. And again, we've had a couple that have been very similar down the right field line.
Yeah.
And no one's been able to get to yet. 2-2 on Clay. Ground ball off the pitcher's shin. Tough play to make, and everybody's safe.
Put a ball in play, see what happens.
Sometimes that's all you got to do. Another infield single. This one gets some help from the right shin of Nick Kambulu. Hopefully he's all right, as that is not a fun spot to get hit, especially on a batted ball. But it'll keep the bases loaded and extend the lead to 6. And the last guy you want to see, especially in this situation, is Kyle Finn.
It's funny, H.A., if for any reason he happened to hit a grand slam here, the game would actually be over. It'd be a walk-off run rule.
It would.
We've seen that once with Bowman.
First pitch to Finn is upstairs. And it would also tie the program record.
That it would for home runs.
He's got 10 home runs this summer, is one away from tying the single-season program record. The 1-0 to the home run king, Kyle Finn. It hits him. That's another way to keep the inning alive.
We will not see a grand slam from Kyle. Of course, the next guy up now.
Still picks up an RBI, though.
Niels could absolutely put a ball out there.
Yeah, I believe he's got one. Niels has one home run.
He does. He got one recently, didn't he? He got one out in Casper?
Yeah, he's got 2 home runs. He had one in Fremont.
Okay.
His second was in Casper.
Yep, that's right. And the Casper one was this most recent
one.
series, right? Yeah,
Yep.
so still a 7-run deficit right now. The Spuds are facing. They do have 2 outs.
I mean, they made things really interesting in the top half when they scored 3 runs to bring it within 4. But the Squatch answer right back with 3 more runs. But if the Spuds do get out of this inning without bending to the mercy rule, they will have the 8th and the 9th still to come back. 0-1 to Niels. Breaker in the dirt. Good stop by Vosick.
Yeah, another pass ball here would be nice. Anything put in play outside of the infield could possibly score 2 more runs, and then they'd be 1 away. Kyle Finn is technically the winning run.
Yeah, look at that. Niels is 1 for 2 today. Singled and scored back in the 3rd. He's also walked twice. Just misses the bottom of the zone.
Niels, as we've mentioned time and time again, he's been one of the best on-base players for this Squatch team today. Wouldn't be the worst thing to get more than just 1 base for him.
Breaker pulled foul. Niels with a .433 on base percentage. Has 20 RBIs and has scored 29 times. 7 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 home runs. Full count. Runners will be off on the pitch. A lot of room to the right side if Niels can poke one over there, whether it's down the line or in the gap.
Yep.
He's got speed, and everyone on the base paths has it too.
Absolutely.
Even big Kyle Finn. He's got a few stolen bases on the year.
Couple triples, as you mentioned, and closing in on double-digit doubles as well.
Full count, 2 down, 11-4 in the bottom of the 7th. Neal's ready. Here's the pitch from Kambulu. Foul tipped. We'll do it again.
Stay alive. Stay alive. We've gotten the attendance total of just over 800, around 815, I think is what they said earlier, and not a single one of them seems to have any intention of leaving, even with a 7-run advantage right now for the Squatch. We'll see what they can do here with this pitch.
The 3-2. Runners take off. It's ball 4. That'll drive in another run.
Another great at-bat from Niels.
Torelli scores, Porter to third, Finn to second, and that'll bring up Sam Kwapnoski for the second time this inning.
I think we might see a new pitcher here for the Spuds as well. We've had one mound visit already, and now we're getting a Spud running over from the bullpen. We'll try to get you that number as quick as we can here.
But nonetheless, Nick Kambulu's night is done. Through 2 1/3, allowed 3 hits, 3 runs. All of them were earned, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. New pitcher when we come back will be number 39 for the Spuds, Sean Robertson.
They say there's no guarantees in life. But who's they? And do they have Midco internet? Now there's a guarantee. So let's go. Let's go reliable. Let's go resilient. Let's go beyond.
Bases loaded, 2 down. The Spuds turn to another arm in the bullpen. This time it's Sean Robertson. He'll face Sam Kwapnoski trying to limit the damage. The Squatch have already scored 4 runs, and they lead at 12-4. The mercy rule run is on second base, and Kyle Finn. If Kwap can put one in the gap, we might be going home early. But first, they've got some more work to do. Robertson deals, lined right side and through for a base hit. 1 run scores, Finn's around third, and he will hold up there as the throw gets by. Would have been a close play, and they stay, and Finn stays at third. So an RBI single, and I think there's a little little conversation between Niels and Finn as
Yeah.
Niels thought he should have gone.
Yeah, Niels put his arms up in the air like, come on, man.
Let's end this thing.
You got the wheels, and obviously Finn does have some decent wheels when he gets moving. That ball, although it wasn't in the air, that did roll right towards home plate. Didn't have to move the catcher too much, so it would have been a close play regardless.
Brings up Nick Work with now the winning run 90 feet away. First pitch is in the dirt. Robertson trying to keep his team in it. He's thrown 5 2/3 innings, has a 6.35 ERA and a 1.77 whip. 5 strikeouts to 9 walks. Ground ball up the middle. Shortstop Hart picks it up. The throw to first is dug out in time to get him, and we play on. 5 runs in the 7th. It's 13-4, and the Spuds refuse to go away quietly. Thirteen to 4, top of the 8th. It'll be Mitch Hamrock coming out of the pen for the Sasquatch. He's got a 16.5 ERA over 6 innings of work, a 2.67 whip. He's struggled his last couple appearances. The most recent one was on the road in Casper, where he went 3 innings in a start, allowed 4 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them were earned, had 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. And the start before that was not able to get out of the first inning, allowed 2 hits, 6 runs, 6 of them earned, and 3 walks. But looking for a bounce-back game tonight against the Spuds with a sizable lead, 13 to 4. And potentially close it out if he has a good inning. It looks like Jackson Peters is up and roaming around down there. Hamrock pulls one to the backstop. It's 3-0.
And AJ, that's been one of our biggest things we've talked about with Hamrock on the one start, and also right now he's coming so far across his body. And I know it's his motion, but I think there's maybe a psychological thing with him against righties because he's trying not to hit him, and he just comes across his body so hard.
Fouls it away. And it's 2-2. Accidentally threw in an extra ball. My fault. It's Trent Rucker at the plate. He's the 9-hole hitter. Takes outside, and he's worked it full. Would love to see Hamrock command the zone. The payoff pitch. Breaker pulled left side. Work picks it up off the ground. The throw to first is in time. Great play on the Short hop right in front of him. And Rucker grounds out to Nick Work.
Really nice job from Work right there. It's really nice to have him whack at third.
It really is. It really, really is. Brings up Hank Harp, the leadoff hitter. Again, was really only gone for 3 weeks.
Right.
But wasn't expected to come back. He only signed, I believe, a half-season deal. Or I should say half-season contract rather than deal. But he said right before he left, hey, I would love to come back for the playoffs. Struck up another contract with the GM, and now he's back.
Fan in the comments, Isaac asking about the final fan count. We said 8:15, I guess. He said when he was talking to Eric just a second ago, he said 8:30. So I'm imagining that it has built since then, especially with the standing room only. I guess anywhere in that 8:30 to 8:50 range.
Chopper to second. Porter picks it up and flips to first.
Isaac, we can try to get a final count for you. We were given 8:15, 1-5, but obviously it has built since then. So one of the biggest things that Cooper talked about, the ticketing intern, is that a lot of fans are using their final flex tickets that they got because you can only use them for this game and tomorrow's game, not playoffs. Those are all brand new tickets.
But you can head to SpearfishSasquatch.com and get your playoff tickets today. Games 3, 4, and 5 will be here at home. And if we don't play games 4 or 5, you can get those games refunded really easily. It'll just happen for you. So get your tickets today to witness this historic team and their mission for their first ever Independence League championship. Fouled away, and it's 1-1. Matt Marsick is the batter. Finds the inner part of the plane, and it's 1-2. Really good stuff from Hamrock through 2 batters. Able to get a couple of ground outs on deep counts. Jackson Peters looks like he will have the 9th. Oh, Mitch catches some dirt on his way down. No one's on base, so it'll just be ball 2, and it'll be a 2-2 count. Ground ball, left side, Work lays out but can't get there. Foyer lays out in shallow left but can't get there, and it sneaks through for a base hit. Keeps the inning alive, and it'll bring up Stone Vosick, the catcher.
AJ, we're getting one more question here about who we'd like to see in the playoffs from Isaac once again. Obviously, we've talked about this once or twice in that Zap series. I think the Zap would be a fun team to play. Obviously, not too far from us, 3 hours. Similar to Casper, would obviously stay in the same state. And they've been a team that the Squatch have been able to kind of combat pretty well so far this season. So that's kind of my answer right now is the Zap.
Yeah, I think the Zap would be really fun to play. But I think if you really want best on best,
100%.
You're going to want the Casper Spuds because this team has been right there all season long, just nipping at the heels of the Sasquatch.
Well, it's funny, right? You've got a game like this, 13-4, not over yet, but also a game like a couple nights ago over in Casper, 14-13 in 12 innings.
Yeah.
And then a game that you guys were at where Casper kind of took care of the Squatch handily.
It was the 4 games there. The Squatch won the first one 7-3. Then lost the next 2, 13-6 and 12-3. In that marathon of a game, it was 15-14.
15-14.
Innings.
I keep saying 14-13. Yeah, that's right.
You were close. That's probably what it was the inning before everyone started scoring again.
Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Okay.
That's a heck of a.
I'll resign.
Put that on a T-shirt.
I'll resign. My dad always said that.
It's a good saying.
I like it.
Quote of the day.
I know it started somewhere else, but you always attribute it to the person who you heard it from.
There's a strike at the belt, and Vosick will have to pick up his bat again and dig a new hole in the batter's box.
Yeah, that ball, I'm trying to look back at that. That might have been a tad high, but that one definitely crossed the plate. On a 3-0 count, I think the umpire's going to give Mitch a little leniency right there.
That one's ball 4 up and in. Puts 2 on for Caden Wilcox. Today he is 1 for 2. He's 1 for 3. Reached on error in the 7th, had a single in the 6th. Also walked back in the 1st.
So runners on first and second now. 2 outs, 2 quick outs, which is nice.
It'll be interesting with Hamrock. Of course, he's been used mostly out of the bullpen.
Right.
But there were conversations, especially with Will Furry and Tristan Agadal and Evan Luke having to leave.
Right.
Whether they could stretch out Hamrock.
Right.
And he's kind of struggled. He had really good outings out of the bullpen his first 2 games.
Yep.
But his starts have been where he struggled and had a really good start to this outing. A couple of quick ground outs, but now a base hit and a walk. Scott sprinted out there to say a couple of words to Mitch. I think the ideal situation would be to keep Peters for the 9th. The ideal situation would have had to see Mitch go 2 innings.
Right.
But I don't think that's going to be in the equation now.
And, you know, if he might not have to if the Squatch obviously get 1 more.
Exactly. There's a really ideal situation.
Yeah. If you want to talk about ones that we can't have anymore, it was finishing at the inning before.
Exactly.
Not even having him. But so far, he's thrown all right. He's obviously playing with some balls here. More than strikes.
Can't find that outside corner. And Hamrock in trouble of walking the bases loaded. There's a strike at the knees. Hamrock trying to bounce back after falling behind 3-0.
That's all you need, right? That's what we heard from Jackson's dad, Tim, is just the next strike. Right, firing the next strike.
Only takes 1 pitch to get an out. The 3-1. Upstairs for ball 4, and that will load him up.
So we go from nobody on 2 outs to everybody on 2 outs.
And Cody Colossi is to the plate. He's been great. 1 for 2 today, a single and a couple of walks. See if, looks like it's going to be Hamrock's inning. Peter's still up, moving around in the bullpen, but no motion down there from Scott. First pitch misses low and in. Hamrock's got some decent velocity on his fastball. It's just being able to find the zone with it.
Right. Most of his outs, actually both of his outs this inning weren't Ks. They were ground balls hit off the bats of Spuds that weren't exactly over the plate, but obviously good competitive pitches.
Comes back with a strike, evens the count. Fans trying to get behind their reliever. Just a freshman. Attended Mount Marty University this last spring alongside Ryan Bachman. Just misses the inner part of the plate. It was really funny when talking with Mitchell, because I asked, how'd you find out about Spearfish? He's like, well, I went to school with him, and we were going to church together, and he actually asked me at church, hey, you want to come play for the Sasquatch? It's really fun. Ground ball in the hole at second, sneaks through for a base hit. 1 run comes in to score. And it'll make it 13-5, an RBI single from Cody Clausius. And that will reload the bases for Cale McCarville.
This game will not end as soon as we or some fans thought. 1 run away just a second ago. Now 2 if they want to run rule them, and a possible 9-inning game impending, depending on the situation here and how it kind of follows this interaction between Hamrock and some of the Spuds hitters.
McCarville, the 7th batter this inning. 6 have come to the plate. 4 have reached. McCarville is the 7th. Breaker just doesn't break enough.
You get that fly a second ago?
No, I
trying
missed
to
it.
Catch some flies up here in the booth.
There's so many up here. They're so annoying.
Just shoo them out.
Shoo fly. Mitch can't find the zone.
This is a situation where, you know, you don't want to do it to a guy, but obviously Jackson Peters still throwing a little bit, and he's ready to fire some strikes if need be. Of course, again, it's still an 8-run game, but bases loaded and the gapper here, and all of a sudden you're working with a lot less insurance runs.
Misses again. And that is another free base allowed by Hamrock, his 3rd this inning. Drives in Vosick from 3rd. Wilcox moves to 3rd. Clausius to 2nd. Now Octo will make the stroll out to the mound.
So is one of the umpires. Unless he's going to talk to his friend. I'm not sure what he's going out there for.
I don't really know either.
I wonder if at some point Hartman talked to Hamrock about an injury maybe or something. I don't know. That's the only reason why I feel like the umpire would also be out there talking to them. He's like, are you okay? Like, are you physically okay? Rather than...
I wonder also if it is because this is the 2nd mound visit this inning without a pitching change that...
I guess is that, I don't know if that's a rule in this league or not.
It is, and it looks like, so the umpire did point to his arm saying, yep, it was, they're looking at an injury, so it does not go against their mound visits.
Okay. So he's obviously got that arm sleeve on. Now, some guys just wear arm sleeves. I wonder if this is more of a compression injury-based sleeve based off, you know, his throwing motion and how he's been recently. Giving up a couple runs now.
Here is River Smith. Still can't find that outside corner. River today, 0 for 3. Did walk his last time up, though. There's a strike.
Finds the zone right there after 5 straight balls from Hamrock.
Ground ball right side goes foul.
So Hamrock will finally be working with the count he's favored in. 1-2 now for him.
Would love to see a strikeout and leave him loaded.
That would absolutely get the crowd going here in Spearfish, and it would get his confidence back up. Yeah, you give up a run or two, but again, getting a strikeout in any situation is always a good feeling.
1-2, 2 down, and the bases are loaded in a 13-6 ball game. The Spuds still trying to hang in and give themselves a chance. Breaker can't find the zone.
Just on the inside corner there for Mitch.
Hunter Billingsley is on deck if we get there. Trying to paint that corner. But now the runners will be off on the pitch. Full count, 2 down. Hamrock trying to keep the damage to a minimum. 2 runs already this 8th inning for the Spuds. Runners take off, popped up straight into the air. Hartman looking for it in the lights. He will make the play in the left-handed batter's box.
Not the most conventional inning by any means for any pitcher, especially for Mitch. But again, a couple of mound visits, 1 for an injury, 1 for a checkup, and he gets out of it with just 2 runs. So not as injured as a possibility.
13-6, bottom of the 8th when we come back.
At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. With advanced orthopedic care, technology, innovations, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Thinking knee replacement? With the area's only ROSA robot, Monument Health offers a more personalized and precise procedure, customized for your anatomy. Get going with Monument Health, your partner for advanced orthopedic care.
Fans join the fight against pediatric cancer by scanning the QR code on your screen. When you scan the QR code, it'll take you to the Dance Marathon donation page where you can donate and learn more about the University of Iowa Dance Marathon Student Organization. It's a student organization that provides emotional and financial support for pediatric oncology and bone marrow transplant families at the University of Iowa Healthcare Stead Family Children's Hospital. An added bonus, this October I'll be running the Chicago Marathon in support of our kiddos in the Children's Hospital. But again, I need your help to get there. In order to qualify for the marathon, I need to raise $2,100. Again, every penny goes directly to the Stead Family Children's Hospital. And we can't thank everyone enough who's already donated. Huge shout out to the Young family, the parents of Brian Young, for their donation. Thank you to the Hunter family who not only donated today but also housed Aiden and I out here this summer. Thank you very much for your donation, and thank you to everyone in attendance today who participated in the 50-50 raffle. $365 will go to the Stead Family Children's Hospital, which brings our total today to $565. But one more chance. Scan the QR code and donate today. Michelson lifts one high and deep to left center, but it'll hang up for River Smith to make the play. Michelson's been putting a drive into nearly every baseball he's seen today, but unfortunately that one hung up enough for out number one.
Yeah, it kind of reminds you sometimes those hits, especially of Michelson in that first series. Obviously, he's found more green grass recently with his double streak, but balls like that where he's hitting it very hard remind you of that Hastings series where he just couldn't find anything, even though he was hitting it real well.
Hartman, probably his last chance to, or at least his last chance today to get his first hit of the season. He's 0 for 3. Struck out a couple of times, was hit by a pitch in the third. Takes the ball outside, and it's 1-1. Again, was playing town ball in Red Wing when he got the call from his coach at Augustana saying, hey, there's a team in Spearfish, South Dakota that needs a third catcher. You up for it? Man, he did not waste any time. He said, yep, I'll be right there.
And he was.
Got here pretty quick.
He did. Really did.
1-2 on Hartman. Lifts one to center. Rucker over a few steps. He'll make the play.
So Sasquatch getting a piece of the ball, but just not enough. Finding the easy gloves of some Spud outfielders.
Brings up Ben Foyer. Is 3 for 4 today. A couple of singles and a double. Grounded into a double play his second time up back in the third. But a really good day for the shortstop at the plate. Has also made some pretty nice defensive plays as well.
That he has. There's a lot of tail on this fastball right now. I don't know if you're seeing it as much.
Yeah. It might be more of a two-seamer.
Yeah, it's got to be with, because that thing's starting on the outside corner and just tailing like 3 inches off the plate.
It does have a lot of tail, doesn't it?
I mean, because both those pitches just now, those are both thrown four-seamers. Those probably hit the outside corner.
Maybe he's got a little extra wiggle on his four-seamer, because it's not like they're breaking towards Ben like a two-seamer would. They're breaking away. Which tells me he's probably pushing down with his middle finger a little more to add a little break to his four-seamer. Fouled away, and it's 2-2. Peters is ready down in the bullpen. He's been hot for the last couple of innings. And I believe he will have the ninth.
Yeah, he's probably sick of throwing a bullpen. Just wants to get out there now.
Well, his last outing was in Casper, where he let up his first 2 runs of the season.
Yep.
In the 9th inning. Very uncharacteristic, as he allowed a couple of hits and a couple of walks in the first runs of his summer came across. Breaking ball can't quite find the zone. Really nice pitch, but no dice for Sean Robertson. Now he'll face Foyer with a full count. Lifts it to shallow right. Marsick over to make the play. 3 up, 3 down, go the Squatch. But coming out of the bullpen, it'll be the Grim Reaper, Jackson Peters, when we come back. The Spearfish Sasquatch have won the first half and are in the playoffs. You don't want to miss watching this historic team in action. Join us tomorrow night for the final regular season home game of the season and fireworks night presented by Super 8. Catch all the action live on YouTube or head to spearfishsasquatch.com and get your tickets today. Last chance for the Spuds. 13-6 the lead for the Squatch. But Casper will have to face the Grim Reaper, Jackson Peters, the 6'5 redshirt senior from Plano, Texas. Just committed last week to George Mason after a couple of years at St. Edwards. fouled away. Leading off the ninth for the Spuds is Hunter Billingsley, the designated hitter. He is 2 for 4 with a double and a single. Peters did allow his first 2 runs of the season last week in Casper in the ninth. He went 2 innings, faced 10, allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and struck out 3. He's thrown 27 innings, has 11 walks to 45 strikeouts, and a .67 ERA with a .82 whip. Easily some of the best numbers in the Independence League.
Without a doubt. Those were some weirdly unfortunate earned runs, but again, you still keep it below a .7 ERA. Can't complain about that when you're pushing 30 innings.
Just misses the bottom part of the zone. It's a leadoff walk. We'll love to see a good bounce back game from Peters.
Yeah, that would be nice. Obviously, he hasn't been caught that often by Reed.
Yeah, that is the interesting thing with bringing in a catcher this late. Ground ball back to Peters, broken bat, and Jackson retires the 9-hole hitter Trent Rucker, collecting some firewood as well.
To advance the runner to second base, obviously not too much of a concern for Peters or the entire Sasquatch team. Up by 7 right now, can afford 6. Don't even want to give up a singular run if they can afford it. 2 outs away.
Yeah, but right before that ground out, about to talk about, I mean, it's interesting bringing in a catcher this late because so many guys have been caught by Michelson and Carson Rather, as well as Gio Mastrorosa. This one way inside. Hancarp tried to get out of the way, and I believe, nope, he's going to take his free base. That's a hit by pitch. Peters just a little bit too inside. But with a new catcher behind the dish, now that's a whole nother catcher for the pitchers to learn, but also a bunch of pitchers that Reed Hortman has to learn really fast.
Right.
And especially when you face a guy like Jackson Peters, he has a pretty funky delivery. It's hard to pick up the ball. It's not easy to be now catching him in really important situations the rest of the way when you haven't seen him as much as Michelson and Rather have.
Right.
Here's Matt Marsick with 2 on and 1 down. Nick Work even with the bag at third. First pitch from Peters. Outside for a ball. I think the funniest thing I ever asked Jackson was about that second leg kick that he has.
Yeah.
I said, is that something you've always had? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, I just noticed it when I got to college. I said, did you have it in high school? He's like, I've got no idea. I have to go back and watch some film. Funky carom as it goes back up the first base line, and everyone moves 90 feet. But I thought it was really funny that he had no idea when that second leg kick started to happen for him.
Right. Just kind of happened, and
he said he never even noticed it. He was watching video of himself, and someone pointed it out. He's like, oh, I guess I am doing that.
Yeah.
So now 2 runners in scoring position. And Peters now having a tough time finding the zone. And it's a 4-pitch walk. That will load the bases for Stone Vosick in another outing where Peters is uncharacteristically struggling with the free bases.
Still obviously not the biggest of concerns regardless of what happens here. You just want to get an out. From a baseball game and winning standpoint, you want to get an out. For Peters doesn't want to allow a run. I understand that, but obviously let's just kind of chip away here. 2 outs left for the Spuds.
There's the outside corner. Tries to go back to that spot, but this time misses. Finds it again, 1-2. Probably expect him to come back inside after 3 pitches on the outer part of the plate.
Yeah.
Probably come back up and in or somewhere close to that range. He does not get the swing. Good block by Hartman to keep that in front. We'll do it again, 2-2.
This would be nice for Peters to get a strikeout right here.
And he's worked it full again. Peters clearly frustrated with himself.
And it's not easy. I understand the frustration, but full count, bases loaded. Let's try to flush that one away and just kick and fire.
Ball 4. Back-to-back walks, 3 straight free bases, including the hit by pitch. Hunter Billingsley comes in to score. That'll move Hart to third and Marsick to second. And Octo will make the stroll out to the mound. No one's up in the bullpen. This is Peters' game to close. It'll now be 13-7.
So definitely in a regular situation for Peters. I'm looking on the camera out there at the mound. Octo's still got a nice smile on his face. Give a little pat on both shoulders of Reed and Jackson. I'm sure there's some sort of conversation there saying, you know, do your best to put him away, but also know that, like, don't stress over that one. You know, it's 13-7 now. Yes, we don't want to get into the 13-12 range, but let's just focus on this batter right now. Don't even think there's anybody on the bases. Something along the lines of the fact that you got to focus on this guy right ahead of you.
Here is Caden Wilcox, still with the bases loaded, and Peters pulls it again.
You got to wonder if you're the Spuds. You might be taken until you get a first strike here, and obviously you could tell they're crowding the plate a little bit. Peters' motion kind of comes across the plate as well. This is a good strategy right now by the Spuds.
There's a strike. And it also makes it difficult to find the inner part of the plate, which
Exactly.
Peters is never afraid to go inside.
Right.
But he's already hit a guy this inning. Gotta wonder if that's in the back of his head.
Still holding tight there on the inside line of the right-hander's batter's box.
Boy, where did that one miss?
If I had to guess, just a bit high and out, just a tad bit. And maybe the umpire is judging that based off the normal batter's box, but the thing is where he's at right now, where he's lined up, that's pretty close.
There's a hack and a miss. Now Peters is starting to dial in.
Focus on the next pitch right here. One batter at a time. That'd be nice for Peters to snag a strikeout right here, get the confidence back.
Wilcox today has a base hit, has reached on error and walked twice. 2-2 is fouled away, stays alive. Peters went back inside, and I think that's going to be the key if he wants to get out of this inning, as he's going to have to command that inner part of the plate, even though the Spuds are going to be crowding him the rest of the night. If he can command that inner part of the plate, he will win. 2-2. Fouled away, went up and in.
There have been some innings for Peters this season where he's gone no more than 15 pitches, gotten out of it, and gone home. This inning, he's over 20. Still 2 outs away.
Time is called by Wilcox. Cody Clausius is on deck if we get there. Oh, behind him. And nobody will move. I think he's saying that it hit him. And they're going to give him the base.
Wow.
And the run. Boy, that looked like it was well behind him.
I got to watch this one again. Let's see
I
this
mean,
here.
That looked like it was about a foot behind him, but
here, take a look real fast.
They're saying that it just got a piece of him.
Ooh, it might have.
Okay, it might have got his elbow. I think that's where it probably got him.
Or it skimmed his back. I couldn't tell because there wasn't much ricochet. That was the thing.
Yeah.
So 13-8 now.
Looks like Hudson Hart is running out there to get warmed up. Now it's a 5-run ball game, and the bases are still juiced with 1 out. Another free base, 4 straight allowed by Peters. Cody Clausius, again, he's been great at the plate all night, has reached 4 of his 5 plate appearances. Fouled away. But Peters quickly ahead, 0-2. Now he can really play around with some of his pitches. He's got a pretty nasty slider. Also throws a splitter every once in a while that can get some pretty nasty swings. The 0-2. Oh, Reed nearly got it. And might have bounced off the umpire anyway before that, but from up here it looked like it could have been a caught for strike 3. Good hang from Clausius.
And they're really staying in here, these Spuds hitters are.
The 0-2. Misses the outside corner again, went back to the fastball. Swing and a miss, and Peters picks up a strikeout. That'll go a long way.
That absolutely will. That's huge for the crowd, huge for Jackson, huge for the game. 1 out left for Casper.
I'd say if Peters can't get this batter, it'll be Hudson Hart.
Pretty big crowd cheer for Grayson down there. He goes in certain sections, some louder than others. That one right now just got some invigoration from the crowd.
McCarville takes a strike on the outside corner. Would love to save Hudson for tomorrow or even for the road series in Casper. But Peters needs to get his job done right now. He's allowed 2 runs this 9th inning to make it a 5-run game. Swing and a miss, and the Spuds are down to their final strike. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Win number 31 on the summer for the Sasquatch. Peters picks up back-to-back Ks, and they win it 13-8.
What a win for the Sasquatch. Much needed against a pretty hot Casper Spuds team. They lost twice out in Casper, 1-2 as well. They win this one now. 3 out of the last. What is that, 5 they've played against him now. They'll have another road series here after the game tomorrow. Of course, they got one more against the Spuds tomorrow night, 6:05 p.m. as well.
Last home regular season game tomorrow night, and it's fireworks night at the ballpark presented by Super 8. So, if you haven't been able to make it to a regular season game yet this season, tomorrow is your last chance. It'll be fireworks night, and then they'll hit the road for Casper before the playoffs. Again, a big series over there in Casper, but they've got one more game at home before we get there. Now let's go down to the field with Cooper Smith and our player of the game, Lucas. Grand slam to
Ross standings. What does that mean kind of going into the last few games of the season to stay ahead of Casper and get that big win?
I mean, it's huge. I mean, we're in a spot where we got to win every game. I mean, they all matter right now, so we just got to keep winning.
last question I got for you. Tomorrow, last home game of the season. What's your message to the Sasquatch fans? How do you want them to come out?
I mean, come out like they usually do. Y'all are great for us, so I'm going to keep doing y'all's thing.
Give it up one more time for your peak Ivy player of the game, Lucas Torelli.
Lucas Torelli is your player of the game. A great day again for a guy who seems to hit the crap out of the ball whenever he comes to the plate with the bases loaded. Final stat line for him: 1 for 3, 2 runs, 5 RBIs, and a couple of walks. But the big swing was the grand slam in the, what inning was that? Second inning. Early in the game, he hit that and really put the momentum in place for the Sasquatch to get the W. 13-8 the final. But don't go anywhere. Ryan Bachman will join us for the postgame show in just a few minutes. 13-8 the final here in Spearfish as the Spearfish Sasquatch pick up their 31st win of the season. And against a team that's been nipping at your heels, it feels like all season they've been right there. But today you put a little bit of space between you and the Spuds. But again, there's just so much that could happen this next week in terms of the playoffs and who you're going to end up playing. But first, let's start off. How did it feel to get a win against Casper, especially after a long road series there?
Yeah, it was good. I think it's anytime you can get a win against a good team, it's really awesome. But yeah, it's just good to go out there and put together some good innings and then battle through some tougher ones. It's good to see our guys kind of play through that adversity, and because it's going to come when we get to next week. So big time to see our guys do that, get that opportunity to kind of fight through that, but then also experience some success too.
Yeah, it just felt like every time you guys were ready to either finish the game early or put them away, the Spuds would come back, and I think that's exactly like you said.
Yeah.
It's what you're going to see in the playoffs. Let's talk about pitching for a little bit. Diego, a great start on the mound. I know he's been off and on, whether he's been a starter or a bullpen guy, but how did he look out there to you?
Oh, he looked awesome, and just to go out there and get a quality start and throw strikes and not give up any free passes, that's huge, especially in this league. I think if you throw strikes and you're able to throw competitive strikes, you're going to get burned with non-competitive strikes. But being able to throw competitive strikes and then be able to get a chase pitch here and there, that's huge. And he did that perfect tonight. He went out there and did exactly what we needed him to do. Bullpen
Struggled a little bit late in the ball game. What's your message to them when they're going through some of these tougher innings?
Just remember who you guys are. That's been our strong suit all year. Has been the bullpen. So there's no need to panic. No need to hit any type of panic button. But just getting out there and letting them know again that hey, you guys are good. You're okay.
Yes.
No need to worry. Do the same thing you've been doing all year, and we're gonna be just fine.
Yeah, it just feels like they've been such a dominant bullpen all season. Uncharacteristically, a little shaky the last few days, but like you said, playoffs come around. The guns come out.
Whole different animal.
Exactly. Offensively, Torelli, his second grand slam of the year. 2 of his 3 home runs have put 4 runs on the board.
Yeah.
You can't say enough good things about him, but when he's down in the dugout and you get to see what he does every day, is there anything that he does differently that just makes him so good?
I think his ability to just control his emotions through the ups and the downs, and there's been a lot of ups this year for him, but just to kind of be so level-headed, and he's never a guy that's, again, he's had a lot of success, but he's never a guy that's throwing nothing. He's never a guy that, he gets out or has a tough game, and it's getting on himself, bad self-talk. Like, he just handles himself in a way that allows success to be cultivated a lot more than in a different way. So he's a special player, special guy, and just a really good guy to have in our dugout and also in our lineup.
Another guy offensively that almost gets swept under the rug because of the grand slam. Ben Foyer had 3 hits today, including a double. I know he has continued to want to work on that. His just caught a fly.
Nice.
That was crazy.
That's sick.
It just caught a fly.
Is that like Mr. Miyagi type stuff?
I guess.
Yeah. Well, I guess not chopsticks, but
no. But I don't know. That just distracted me. That was crazy. Anyways.
We got to get that replay.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and watch that. Anyways, Ben Foyer had 3 hits, and I know that's been a thing he's really been wanting to work on this summer. We know he's got a great glove, but it's been the bat that he's wanted to work on. Has he been doing anything differently recently to really come alive offensively?
I think he's just really good at sticking to his approach and knowing what type of hitter he is. He's not fooling anybody. He's not going to go out and hit 10 homers a year.
Yeah.
But he goes out and he swings at pitches that he can hit well with his swing and his approach, and gets on and then he can run a little bit too. So just being able to just do what he does well, and that's what he's doing right now. And I think he's done that a lot the whole year too, and he got a little unlucky at the beginning, but man, can he pick it, and if he can, it's a bonus when he's hitting like this.
Exactly.
But we love to see him continue to do it.
Absolutely. We got one more regular season home game tomorrow night. And it's, again, against the Casper Spuds, who are going to give you a dogfight every single night. What should we expect out of the boys tomorrow?
Man, just, we're, like you said before, there's so many different variables and situations and outcomes that can affect who we play in the playoffs. And I think, we're really focused internally right now. Obviously, we're going to go out and try to win every game, but, we're trying to peak in about a week, And so I think you're going to see a group of guys that come out and are going to continue to try to win, but also just get themselves right both on the field and just as a collective group. And I'm really excited to see that because we're going to play some really good baseball when we're focused internally on ourselves and not all the external distractions.
Absolutely. It's been so fun to watch this team all season. Can't wait to see what happens down the stretch.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks, Bob.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. 13-8, the final. Don't go anywhere. We'll finish up the post-game show right after this. Thirteen to 8, the final here in Spearfish as the Sasquatch pick up their 31st win of the season. AJ Reister alongside Aiden Wirtz. Aiden, outside of me catching a fly, what was the coolest thing that you saw today?
me hitting the one on your collar.
Oh,
no, I'm kidding.
I was going to say, oh boy, I'm about to get
right there though. Oh, that would have missed Miyagi.
Yeah, I was going to say, I already had my moment. Now it's yours. Oh,
did I get it or no?
It looked like it.
I don't know. I thought I got it. Anyways, back on topic.
There's a lot of bugs up here.
There's a lot of flies. I don't know why. Anyways, your question? Sorry.
Outside of me catching the bug, what was the coolest thing you saw today?
It's tough not to say a second grand slam from the same player. That was pretty darn cool. I loved having Nick work back. I think he made some phenomenal plays. I wouldn't say that was like the coolest thing, but definitely a very reassuring thing to kind of have that set piece back at third base. What else did I like? Let's see. Was there any cool play? I'm trying to think. There probably was. You know what? I think a couple of the plays made by Reed on the pop-ups behind home, that was really great.
Yeah.
Like, I was going to say phenomenal, which I've used that word over and over again. But like,
it was dazzling.
It was dazzling. Hey, that was the word. Yeah. But seriously, it really, really was. That's good to see you. You know, you have catchers who can kind of do it all. Owen Michelson getting another double, so I think there's a lot of things. But probably coolest thing, honestly, has to be another grand slam from the same exact player. 3 home runs, 2 grand slams for Torelli.
Pretty crazy. Lucas Torelli's been on an absolute tear, and so is this team. They'll face the Casper Spuds again tomorrow night for Fireworks Night. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, go to SpearfishSasquatch.com and pick up your tickets. It's probably going to be just as jam-packed as it was today. 815 in attendance today, and tomorrow's going to be even crazier with the fireworks. But it'll be the last regular season home game. It's crazy that it's already here.
That's nuts.
But what are you most looking forward to about the final game tomorrow?
Man, that's a great question. I think I'm most looking forward to seeing how comparable of a crowd we can bring tomorrow to that 920 record-breaking fireworks night.
That was
because
crazy.
That was a fireworks night. That was a great showing. But now it's the last game of the season. Everybody has to use their flex tickets.
Yep.
And it's going to be Casper again. I want to see a fireworks-centered game. I want to see, home runs and balls flying all over the place. I'm really, really excited to see how this team interacts with the crowd and how much energy they can bring tomorrow for the final game of the season at home, for the regular season at least. Obviously, we'll at least get one in the playoffs. That's just crazy. That's really crazy. So it's almost sad in a way.
It is.
Because
it really is.
It's like, you meet all these interns, you love them, and they're great, and you think you got Oh, we got 2 weeks left. Oh, we got a week left. Oh, we got literally a couple days left.
Yeah, literally just a few days left.
So that's crazy. But, yeah, I think the biggest thing that I'm most excited for is to see how big of a crowd we can bring tomorrow. Because, again, the bigger the crowd, the more of an advantage we have here in Black Hills Energy Stadium. And show me a couple home runs.
Yeah, let's see it.
I'm excited to see some balls fly off the bat. Yeah.
It'll be fun. It's going to be fun no matter what happens, but especially tomorrow night. I mean, this crowd's been out all summer long.
Yep.
And I can guarantee you tomorrow is going to be jam-packed.
Absolutely.
But that'll do it for us here in Spearfish, 13-8, the final from all of us at the Sasquatch. My partner, Aiden Wirtz. Thank you to Ryan Bachman and Cooper Smith for joining us on the broadcast. And thank you everybody who was a part of donating today to Dance Marathon. We raised $365 here at the ballpark and raised $250 at home, which brings us to a grand total of $615 raised tonight for the University of Iowa Healthcare Stead Family Children's Hospital. Thank you guys so much for your support. Continue to share the link in the QR code. Share the stories of the families because that is what matters most. But from all of us here in Spearfish, I'm AJ Reeser saying good night